he's going to do it, and he found plenty of success like that before, but the truth is he struggled like that since.
Yeah, man, I almost don't even want to talk about the flank thing anymore because it's so played out, but it's literally true. Which is annoying. Like, I hate when there's a narrative that becomes so, like, overdone and it's just getting beat into the ground.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's like, I don't want to actually have to talk about it.
Yeah, well, you want to talk about something else? How about Icebox dropping plus 32, and then they still...
Well, that upsets me, too.
That's all. So here you go.
I mean, it's just even more annoying that he dropped 32 and King dropped, like, 30 as well, or something like they had at least combined 62 frags on Ascent. Lost in OT, they're losing 1v2 clutches at the end. I mean, you can't get more of a testament to what you said of, you know, the less than the sum of its parts, the other, is that the right way around? You never think about it that way. But yeah, that's the way that you are thinking about it, because like, how the hell did you have two guys dropping 30 plus and you can't close out?
Guys glazing on Sen
doesn't make the actual clears with his team. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make the actual issues, any clearer than that.
Where are you seeing those breakdowns happen in Leviathan from your experience?
Yeah, like, you can tell they've rehearsed rounds, they go into executes, and it's when the round breaks down, it's the post plants, retakes, and they just look not on the same page.
It's a communication thing, it feels like, right? Because, I mean, Calm's biggest thing when he was playing alongside Busio and the boys in EG was that he was doing a lot of these, like, mid-round calls, like, contributing a little bit. You really don't feel that here at all.
No, you don't see good mid-rounding, whether it's, like, players taking timings or being on the same page, and it's just really evident.
Yeah, in a lot of these rounds, too, especially on Sunset where they were running, like, the Phoenix and everything, and on Ascent, they'll have so many big retakes with all their utility, but then when it actually comes to getting into the site off of the Molly lineup, Paranoia, Flash, all this stuff that they're throwing in, it just devolves. They can't trade for each other.
Well, and I think the graphic that we just saw really just kind of puts together the value that Icebox has been able to provide, Phoenix notwithstanding, and just how good he has been. And it goes back to what you were saying. This team right now is just not... is lesser than the sum of its parts.
That's a good one.
And thank you. I came up with that myself.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Wow, look at that. So smart.
And I do think it feels bad because Valorant is more about chemistry and more about synergy, as we've talked about, than a lot of other games, and there's just something that's not clicking.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's King struggling IGLing in English. I don't know if it's somewhere there's
you want to know what it reminds me of?
Serious breakdown.
Sentinels last year. This is Sentinels last year. International roster, he coming in, parts aren't working, it's supposed to work, don't really click. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how this one plays out for Leviathan, but for Sentinels, well, if you're a SEN fan, you're feeling pretty good right now. Let's go ahead, though, and find out where we're headed as we jump into the maps, picks, and bans.
Welcome to the VCT America's map pick ban. We had a coin flip determine that Sentinels is Team A and Leviathan is Team B. So Sentinels, ban a map.
Ban Breeze.
Ban Breeze. Okay, Leviathan.
We ban a split.
Leviathan ban splits. Sentinels map pick.
Pick Lotus.
Pick Lotus. Okay, Leviathan map side on Lotus.
Attack.
Attack on Lotus. Map pick for Leviathan.
Icebox.
Icebox. Okay, Sentinels side on Icebox.
Pick Defense.
Defense on Icebox. Cool. Sentinels bans a map.
Ban Ascent.
Ban Ascent. Leviathan ban a map.
Sunset.
Sunset. So the remaining map is Bind, with Sentinels having choice.
Attack.
Attack on Bind. Cool. Good luck. Have fun.
Good luck. Good luck.
All right, so we start things off with Lotus, Icebox, and then Bind if necessary. What do you guys make of that?
I think it's got to be miserable to play against Sentinels right now. Their Lotus is world class. Their Split is world class. Their Sunset is world class. It's not like you're playing against a team that you get rid of one of their maps and you go, okay, we can 50-50 the other ones. You're banning two of their best maps, and you still have to play them on another map that's just as good, arguably better, depending on the day and stuff like that. Like, it's just tough to play against Sentinels right now.
Yeah, I do think this veto might have gone the best it could have for them. I think that Split and Sunset are maps that have gone through almost every series for SEN, and they've just looked unstoppable.
Yeah.
And so getting those out of the way, this might be their best chance.
Yeah, of course. By the way, folks, we want to let everyone know at home that there's a little bit of a delay on the stage. We're going to get that sorted in a moment here. Should be starting things up in a couple minutes. Thanks for sticking with us. For now, though, we're just going to waffle, okay? We're just going to yap. and just share our thoughts and emotions about this game. Thoughts and emotions, perfect person for it. Wyatt.
I think I already gave my emotions, which is like a general sort of mild frustration.
Mild frustration.
Thoughts? I mean, I totally agree with what you were saying with the Split and Sunset being out, and it's just so many teams are just playing those maps that when they go up against SEN, it's we feel good on this, so we should give it a shot, kind of leaving it in. And so those being out, yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I just struggle to believe that it'll be enough because SEN's map pool is so deep right now. And LEV's map pool, I don't even know what it is. Like,
I don't think they know what it is.
Yeah, I do not know. So.
It's fair. It's fair. Of course, I think a player for me that is kind of sticking out that I'm really wondering how he's going to perform today, it's King, because well, you know, he's always just had a really difficult task on this team. It's a mixed roster, so he's going to be doing a majority of the calming. He was the leader on Leviathan. This is on the old Leviathan, much different look this time around, Doug. He's still got to step up to be that leader, and there's just more work that has to be done on his end because he's going to be calming in English. He's going to be, communicating with the rest of his team, trying to create some synergy with 4 people that, or 3 people that he didn't play with last year.
Yeah, you would think that when this roster was put together, King's job would be easier, right? We talked so much about King last year and how he was really the bright spot in an otherwise kind of mess that wasn't clicking the way it was supposed to, and it was just consistently under-delivering on expectations that we had at the beginning of the year. But you're right, GB, it almost feels like it's harder this year, and I think he's consistently doing his thing, too, which is why I'm so high on King. Like, the kid is insane. Right? He's been able to put together a lot of really impressive stuff when you think about his career on Leviathan up until this point. And it's tough, but he has to continue to deliver. They have to continue to ask a lot of him and put things on his shoulders because the truth is right now, when you're struggling the way that you are, right? When none of the pieces are fitting, when you feel like nothing is going right and you feel like you aren't executing the way you need to, where do all eyes turn? Right? Yeah. They turn to the IGL, right? And that's when it's on King to... It's part of the job, bro. I know it's hard, but something has to come from him, and it can't be a pop-off performance because he's done that.
I want to bring you in on this one because you kind of dealt a little bit of that. Yeah. So I mean, you can speak from experience. How's that like? It's tough, right? Yeah, no. When things are not clicking, that's when the IGL's got a lot of work to do. It's the hardest on you, and you got to really reevaluate. Okay, our system's not working. Are they bad, or are we not doing them right? Do we scrap the stuff we're doing on certain maps and reinvent? You really got to figure yourselves out. It's not a good position to be in. Yeah. And I really feel for him. Yeah. Well, I think the other thing too for this team is that it probably isn't just the problems probably aren't just in the server, right? There's something about the way the communication is not working, where chemistry is not working, where you kind of have to solve that too. Yeah. Right. And it's such a sharp juxtaposition to Sentinels on the other side, where they're a brotherhood, where everything is clicking, when it feels like they're building something special that steps outside of just what's happening in the server. So it's a lot to ask of King. You're right. It almost feels bad for him. Yeah. All right, fellas. Well, we're getting real close to the walkouts here, but I think we all know where everyone's leaning for this one. The 2-0, assuming here. Where can Leviathan find that win? Is it in this series layout? Will we be going at the very least to a map 3 on bind? Wyatt?
I mean, I'm thinking about Icebox, and last time I remember when they were playing with Osboss on that map, and he was just insane. But so maybe there. I mean, but again, I was just in my mind. All I can lean on is, well, they have Osboss. It's that's not really. That's fair. I mean, he's amazing, but against the entirety of the Madrid winning team, against his father, Saucy. Actual Ray-verse Dom in this game right now, GB. How can you not go SEN? Yeah, I completely understand, but this is it, folks. We're ready to get the show on the road. We got Leviathan. We have Sentinels. Now, whether or not Leviathan could pull off this win, it'd be a massive opportunity for them, but the Madrid winners are looking to shut them down. Let's send it back over to the stage.
Riot Games Arena. I want to hear Sin City make some noise for Sentinels.
ดูว่าจะไม่ตื่นไปแล้วดียามเช้าดีครับมาแล้วไปห้องน้ำเลยเริ่มใจจะไม่นอนเลยโอ้พ่อสวัสดีครับมอร์นิ่งครับวันนี้ครับทุกคนกินข้าวเช้ากันยังเลยพี่จ๊าแคปเปอร์ดีครับสวัสดียามเช้าทุกคนเป็นไงกันบ้างสบายดีกันไหมขอโทษนะจ๊ะไปห้องน้ำมา จ่ายไว้ดีครับกินอะไรยังเลยพี่จันเพิ่งตื่นเลยเงี้ยส่งง่วงจัดเพิ่งตื่นไม่ง่วงกูนอนเต็มที่แล้วกูหลับตั้งแต่5 ทุ่มมั้งตื่น6 โมงนิดสวัสดีครับเทสเมืองไทยวันนี้ครับผมกินอะไรดีตอนเช้าคิดอยู่เหมือนกันเลวิอาตันยาวยังเซต้ามันไม่อันนี้ดูคู่เดียวแล้วนอนแล้วก็เดี๋ยวไม่ทีคู่เซต้าเปลี่ยนคอมมานด์นี่มันเรื่องแบบอะไรอ่ะอ๋อแคปเปอร์ของคุณน้ำมันใช้น่ารักที่สุดเลยจ้าแชทอย่าลืมแทงด้วยนะอย่าลืมแทงมีเปิดอยู่นะมีอยู่โอเคปะเมื่อคืนไปเข้า3มาโคตรแน่นกว่าจะออกมาได้แทบตายสนุกไหมใครไปไหนกันมาอีกปะเล่นน้ำกันไหนมาเมื่อวานพี่สวัสดีครับ
to pull off an upset. Do they have it in them? Once again, you can see the map layout.
Lotus,
it's going to be Lotus,
Icebox,
Icebox, and if necessary, we'll be taking a trip over to the sandy beaches. Well, not beaches, sandy dunes of Vine. Beaches is breeze, as a matter of fact. I could go for a beach.
I think it could be a beach too, though.
It could be a beach. It's Morocco, I believe. It's quite nice out there. You know.
ไปเล่นน้ำในห้องจัดได้ไหมแปลกๆดูกี่คู่นี่แหละคู่เดียวแล้ว
Let's do it, baby. That's what's up. All right.
อันนี้คู่สุดท้ายของเช้านี้แล้วคุณไม่ปอมันนิ่งครับสบายดีไหมครับผมวันดีวันสงสวัสดีวันสงกรานต์นะครับวันดีปีใหม่ไทย
I hate being so down on Leviathan Shazam, so I want to feel a tinge of
ผมไม่เล่นน้ำมา10 ปีได้มาตั้งแต่จบม .6 แต่ไม่ได้เล่นมาตั้งแต่แบบม .2 ม
I think also I'm very curious to see the comp they run on Lotus.
Ooh, yeah.
แต่ตอนนี้จำปี
So let's see.
We'll give you hope if they're not running something.
4ไม่ถูกแล้ว
What do you want to see?
เพราะว่า
See at least a Sentinel three-side map.
แบบแรกสิ่งที่เราเลือกไง
That's a good. Yeah, that's a
เล
good.
วิธาน
start.
แพ้ถูกแล้วไม่ใช่เหรอถูกแล้วดิ
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. It feels like a big ask.
Yeah, of course.
พรุ่งนี้คือมีคู่น่าสนบ้างพรุ่งนี้เซต้าน่าดู
For the Leviathan lineup, but again, they have those weapons, Doug. So they
เซเลนสกี้นี่อายุเท่าไหร่แล้วครับเซเลนสกี้ไม่ได้คู่เหรอสัก
during the week when they
อ๋อ
have that
second
19
ครับ
about what they build together to
19
try and take on SEN because they
อันนี้
knew
มึง
that
นอน
this
ไม่ยัง
match
นอนไป
was
แล้ว
coming and they know that it was going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
นี่ชาร์จด้วยดิครับ
The entirety of
ดียามเช้าแม่ปลุกให้ทำบุญเลยมาดูแชทก่อนก็ดีแม่น่ารักดีเหมือนกัน
And sure,
ทำบุญด้วยทำบุญด้วยแชทปีใหม่ทันที
doing his thing, but
เป็นพี่เจตื่นมาได้ทานข้าวหรือยังเลยครับพี่เจเพิ่งตื่นเลยครับเดี๋ยวพี่เจน่าจะกินระหว่างจบแบบหนึ่งครับผมดูจบแล้วไป
even that like
ทุกคนได้อย่าลืมกินข้าวนะ
you feel like you kind of look at that and go, oh, that has to be where they deliver.
ข้าวรอดอีกทีวันจันทร์ครับวันพรุ่งนี้
is not the same one, and it becomes
จะบอกว่า
infinitely
หน้า
more
พรุ่งนี้วันจันทร์
convoluted.
แด
The scent bundle, I have to. It's in my contract.
ขายตรงจักร
Yeah, there's just there's
หมูปิ้งประจัดไม่น่าไม่อยากกินเลยร้อนๆนะน่าจะกินแบบซี
currently
เรียล
feels like they don't have an identity, that are struggling to figure out who they are, both in and out of the server, how they mesh all these things together. It's tough, and I
พี่เจ
think
เจดู
for
ดมา
Sentinels on the other
พี่จะ
side,
เชียร์ใครเซนติเนล
there's
ทั้ง
just
ใจ
a
ครับ
lot of go, right? Like when you're eating and you're eating good,
Sentinel ทั้งใจ
they're
ว่ะ
feasting, and that's what Sentinels has been doing.
All right, here's the agent select now, and Sentinels is going to keep it nice and breezy here, not do anything, obviously too out of the ordinary. A squad that's certainly just going to continue to just improve upon what they have already built and what has already led them to
กูเห็นคนเที่ยวกันกูก็เหนื่อยแล้วอะกูแม่งเห็นแม่งลงไอจีกันไปเที่ยวนู่นเที่ยวเนี่ยแค่กูเห็นกูก็เหนื่อยแล้วอะมึง
Let's go, mirror comps.
Does this comp make, I mean, mirror comp, does it make you excited at the very least? Just see them kind of keep it standard?
Yeah, I just wasn't a fan of their SEN comp in that last matchup, so I'm glad they're trying to figure out at least.
อันนี้เสียบัตรแลคโทซิกทอร์เรนต์ว่ะ
Folks, well, let's see
ไม่
what
เป็น
we're
ไร
gonna get with
กินอย่าง
this
อื่น
one.
แทน
We're ready for the first pistol round.
เช้า
We're
นี้
gonna send it
กิน
over
แบบ
to your
โจ๊กอร่อย
casters. There are a couple line up Larrys.
เตรียมจูนไปดิครับเซคอนเซนซิทีฟเหรอ ถ้าเซนเวสทันรอนมีจะเชียร์ใครต้องเชียร์ทันรอนดีวะ
Thank you so much, boys. Yes, indeed, we have a full house
Whoa, what
today
the fuck?
in the Riot Games Arena. And you know what? I don't want to beat down on Leviathan either with like GB because now we're not coming out with novelty comms for Leviathan. And as Shaz is saying, we got a Sentinel coming out now for Leviathan, and we're hoping to see them be a little
เมื่อวาน
fight
สง
back
สาร
in
ไร
Sentinels.
เดอ
And,
ร์
we
จัด
haven't
สั่ง
seen
ข้าวไป
Leviathan in a
มา
very
ลี
long
อยู่
time
ดี
here
เขา
on
บอกขอ
Lotus.
พายอัพ
So
เลติ
let's see what they
โดน
come
สา
out
ด
with.
น้ำด้วย
Since the end
โอ้
of last year,
เอ้ย
it's
แต่จ
super
ริงๆแล้วบางคนบอก
Columbia,
ไม่เล่น
so
ไม่เล่น
it was kind of a
คือ
side
กูไม่เข้าใจนะเว้ย
tournament
ทำไมแบบ
even
ต้องสาดใส่ไรเดอร์
versus
ด้วย
crew at LCQ.
Yeah.
So it has been a long time since we have seen Leviathan here.
กูไม่เข้าใจเหมือนกัน
It is going to be
โอ้ยชิ
attacked
คุ้งมาดิ
them
ครั
as they
บ
come out. Very interesting. They want to go on the aggression first. I think one of the things we saw 100 Thieves able to kind of plague Sentinels with was the aggression.
มาเริ่มแล้ว
It didn't allow for those
ว
protocol retakes that Sentinels love to do. Get everybody set up and hit at the
วิ
same
ปพีม
time
สวัสดีครับ
because
วิ
your
ปพีม
opponent just cannot
มา
stop
ใช้
the
อย่าลืม
flood.
แทงนะ
Rebel
อย่าลืมโพล
control
อย่าลื
is
ม
just
แทง
going
นะ
to be
เดี๋ยวปิด
over for now.
พี่ต้อลาว
This is
เอ้ยจบ
actually
พี่ต้อลาว
gonna
ปิด
be a
แล้วนะ
pretty slow pistol round.
จริงครับ
Expect it
ถ้า
to go
ขา
off
ด
the rails
ขาดไอ้
quick
จัดเลยจริง
It's quick when the wall immediately comes down, and that's Leviathan to score first. So
Hey,
Tex
but
gets the
I'll
opener,
just second
and
goodbye.
that's second down. There was
Like
a
what?
stalemate a little bit in terms of
แคทเสียง
utility,
โอ
but
เคป่ะ
now
เสียง
you
ดัง
have
พอป่ะ
Leviathan creeping up
หรือว่า
towards B as
หรือว่า
well,
เบาไป
looking potentially to split back into B site.
You took on from Icebox, just looking for that Prowler still to come out from Com if they do want to take more space. Tens.
Caught out in the open,
Yeah,
just in front of the door, has to do a one and done, and unfortunately he falls by the hands of Aspas. 2-player advantage now for Leviathan, as they're now working as a group. All 5 players outside towards the orb of the A site. One hiding behind the box. John Cutie gets dispatched by Tex, and also discovered by Prowlers being thrown from the A site here from Sasi. But he has no choice but to fall back.
Very low HP, and they just walked. Tex walked out of turret range as you had Zelsis coming
Think
around.
that
This time
Madida.
is going to be tough with the spike down, though. Everything kind of resets, and Led's going to be looking at every angle now.
Maybe they might group up here at the front of the A site.
Morning Jazz Morning ครับ
Zelsis
ชา
doing
ว
his due diligence, now open the door, keeping up 2
Bombastic
players looking out towards
dive
the door.
eye.
Gets a dink, but no kill. Leaving out Sasi alone. And Leviathan, you want them to come out strong, and they start off with a flawless.
คิดว่าคู่นี้จบกี่โมง
Flawless,
9 โมง
keeping each other alive.
9 โมงครึ่ง
Very nicely done, and they wait. They
ไม่
whittle
เปิดเอา
away
Flawless
at
ให้พวกกู
Sentinels members.
ไอ้
So
พวก
the
นี้มันคิด
retake
ว่ามัน
is
ใครกันวะ
powerful. A lot
โอ้
of
ชิบ
calm
หาย
play around A main here, and they didn't get distracted from the win condition. They didn't try to go clear pillars. They didn't try to go clear C. It was everything that was in front of them is what they had to look at, and Lev take down their targets. Guardian got a bulldog coming out as well from Zeno. We'll see where Aspas takes this
คือ
Guardian.
จะได้นอนยังได้นอนแล้วครับ
Both
นอน
flashes,
มา
a little bit of cover
ตั้งแต่
here
5 ทุ่ม
towards that C area. And they look
แข่ง
for
พี่ได้ไหม
mountain
พี่
control
ครับ
to
ทำ
start
YouTube
off
นี่
here.
ต้องอายไหม
Just so
อย่าเป็นอายครับ
Sentinels
น้อง
can't
ชาย
get a decent
ถ้าเราไม่ได้ทำอะไรแบบว่า
split 3-2.
เกินความ
Leviathan take it
สามารถ
slow
ของเรา
once again. You can
ก็
expect
ทำไปแล้ว
anything from Sentinels here, but they're going to play it safe. Like you said before,
เพลงจัดดังไปครับ
no
ปิด
novelty
เลยได้ไหม
comps
ครับได้
here.
ได้
Tom
ครับ
doesn't bring out the Sova. They
Morning
have
นะค
the
รับ
fade. They refresh on that. Keep some Prowlers and Haunts going to clear the
พี่จัน
space
ไม่
that
เชีย
they
ร์
need.
ปา
Spike's
เพื่อน
still
พี่หน่อย
down
เหรอครับ
as they're letting
วันนี้
this
ไม่
one
ได้
come
เหรอ
out.
คนต้องเชียร์ลูกพี่ว่ะลูกพี่เทนว่ะ
For Sentinels to pinch out from a mid to C, and there's that paranoia on the tap. Comes holding all the way
ก็น่า
back
ขึ้น
with
แบบ
the hold
3
on
อ่ะ
the
9
draw
โมง
too.
ครึ่งไง
That's going to make
ว่า
things a
แบบ
little
3
bit easier here for
เย็ด
Leviathan.
ไม่
Controlling the kills, and now,
มึงเก็บ
of course,
มึงเก็บไป
converting the
4 ตัวแล้วอะ
pistol on 5 versus 1. But you
มึงยัง
talk
โร
about
เท
it,
ต
right?
อีก
No
เหรอ
novelty com-
กูถาม
novelty
จริง
comps, sorry, coming out of
มึง
Leviathan,
เก็บ
but
ไป
also
4 ตัวแล้วมึงยัง
you're
จะ
playing
วิ่ง
some
กลับ A
easy roles,
Oh,
some
oh,
roles that some
yeah.
players are comfortable with. Calm playing as the initiator, Mazzino back to smokes, King playing the Viper as well. So this is
ไม่
looking
กด
pretty
ต่อ
good in
จบ
terms
แล้ว
of
ก็
okay,
นอนไม่ไหว
we're having hope right now for Leviathan at least to kick things off in this series against Sentinels.
See this one real quick. Nice coverage back too. Kind of identifying that play would happen.
ตัว
It
ใหม่
seemed
น่าจะ
like
อาทิตย์หน้าครับ
Leviathan was ready for a fast push. A hard one there.
อาทิตย์หน้า
And if you can't,
อู้ราคาที่โคตรแรงไง
kill. Just be the merchant of death and skins. Just for one there. Com picks up the 3K. Nicely stacking a few.
ใช้ความไวเมาส์เท่าไหร่ DPI 1,600 ในเกม 0.2 ครับจิรยุทธ์
They probably focus Aspas a little bit as we move forward. So now Sentinel's first gun round. Zelsis
จริงกูไม่รู้เมื่อไหร่จะมีแบบใหม่เนี่ยเฮียเบื่อแล้วกูเบื่อจริงเลย
not headed towards tree
ไม่มี
right
กระจิกกระจายจะเล่นเลยว่ะ
towards the C site. See if they try to get any type of rubble control with what would be more of a fake here. Maybe paranoia or smoke through.
ช่วงนี้กูหมด
and
ไฟ
nade
จัด
as
ได้เหรอโหลแบบเล่น
second try
ดูแข่งยังหนุ่ม
front
อะ
a little bit of
ไปเล่น
control.
เอง
You see
คือ
things coming out already.
ไม่มีไฟ
Left
เลย
want
วะ
to clear that rubble and the left pocket.
Definitely want to clear it very quickly. Already a satchel on the top of Rubble.
โอ้ย
Even on the top, Tens was not ready for that.
Yeah.
So Aspas gets first blood.
มันยิงลูกพี่กูงั้นเลยเหรอ
Already Sentinels are falling back from Baby Door, grouping up back towards the staircase, looking to fight. Potentially a double swing out just to get information. They choose otherwise. They want to see if there's more util coming out from Leviathan if they actually initiate and engage towards the A site.
And now they start to switch, right? They leave King in position to call for sound.
แล้วตัวละครไทยมีข่าวเพิ่มไหม
Still with that turret from
ไม่มีเลยวะหรือว่ามี
the map.
ไม่มี
Leviathan trying to just take everything out of Sentinels and so
โอ้ยสวัสดีครับรีเวิร์สวันนี้เชียร์เซนติเนลครับวันนี้ปีใหม่ไทยนะผมรีเวิร์สเชียร์ใครครับ
Celsius here playing with the Odin, so the alarm bot's gonna get first info. Gonna try to
โอ้วางลำแบบโคตรลึกอะ
and the Odin's
โคตร
gonna
นอก
go for the spray to try to deny plants. Instead, he's trying to play in front of the smoke. Instead of playing the retake or slowing things down, he gets denied by Aspas. That was scaling up towards that white
แม่
side, right
3-0
side of
เลย
the
เอาดี
waterfall.
ไอ้สัตว์
And that spike goes down. Yeah, this
Okay.
is that's definitely going to be a call for a save here for Sentinels.
in that position, I was 100% thinking that was a spam from the Odin right through the wall there. As they try to plant, you create distraction. The rest of the team falls into place, but 2 kills right away. They lose members holding sites on both sides. And this is just going to be an easy walk-in now for Lev after the plant and pretty much walk out. They just have to choose where to go. And that's being covered by Calm. May lose his life, but it'll let everybody else get out safe.
ถือมีดเนี่ยไอ้ที่โดนแล้วหนึ่งปั๊ม
Walking forward. Hello.
And
Oh yeah, they're there.
That's when your team says, "Why is your knife out?" You're like, I thought I had a moment. Thought I had a moment. They're still gonna go for the kills though. They want to drop.
เฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ย
Nice damage there.
Cut the Odin away here from Celsius, just spraying it out, and yeah, you'll slow things down with the snake bite.
เจอคู่แปซิฟิกหน่อยวันนี้แปซิฟิกใครแข่งบ้างวะ
At least a good thing
ลืม
here.
ไปแล้ว
3 rounds went through, and they noticed that late lurk from King on the pulse plant, and they took him down right away. So they'll keep that in the back pocket, and how Leviathan's currently defaulting and scaling, and also
มัว
doing
แต่
a
เศร้า
lot of
เขา
rotating
เดา
so
กัน
far
เสร็จ
in
แล้ว
these first 3 maps.
And big
By
money
rounds,
here.
rather, yeah.
เอสเซต้า
6K
อาร์คิว
credits.
ลิ
They still have 4,000
โอ้ย
at
เนี่ยมี
least
เซต้าน่าดู
going into
เลย
these next rounds.
ที
And
เอ็ก
this
ก็
is going to be the
เสร็จ
low
มือ
armor
ตก
buy
เซ
here
ต้า
for
ก็เสร็จมือ
Sentinels.
ขึ้น
See if they stay back go forward. They switched over where Celsius is, tried to condition that we've left the Killjoy at C, now at A. And that may even play into the favor of Lev here. A push on to mount again from Sentinels.
Shots are not hitting though, and Zekin's low on bull is hit by the paranoia too. Still manages to get the kill onto Mazito before he falls from
ไอ้ปา
Aspas.
มัน
Gets
รับ
two
มันรับ
around.
แม่อะไรมา
And
น่ะ
already to understand for Leviathan that
Good
they
morning,
cleared out
ครับ
their
ร่ม
space.
เย็น
Already initiating
ขอ
inside
กรอบ
the
กลับบ้านเลย
site.
พี่ไปกลับบ้านทำน้องชาย
Prowler inside waterfall, spotting Sauce Z, and got to fall back.
ไม่เล่น
again.
สงกรานต์เหรอครับไม่เล่นนะครับ
I think Lev recognized too low buy.
Wait,
They
oh,
pushed,
don't
they
say,
went into
yeah.
this. We have armor advantage, getting the sight. I think she would say Aspas going in so quickly to know that play was
อย่าบอกว่า
pretty
เซอร์วี
readable
เท
off
กันเนี่ย
the push on mound. So
แบบนี้เซนติเนลเลือกครับ
Leviathan actually just getting that one falling right into their laps. They made
วัน
the
นี้
right
จะตีม
play.
เข้ม
but
ปัด
yeah,
เลยจะไม่ได้ดูเลยสนุก
Sentinels
ปะ
was not ready for another C hit that hard.
Com's just ready to throw their
แต่
knife
สาม
out as
แมป
well.
นี่
So just trying to guarantee it around our
ใช่ไหม
Leviathan and its pulse plant.
เอ้ยไม่สอง
Sentinels
แมป
waiting
นี่หว่า
for the full rotate
มัน
of
เริ่ม
Celsius so they can move inside the site as a group. There's
Wait.
that first contact, jiggle peek, and forces out the nightfall.
Oh,
2 of them were going to
save
get hit.
that.
Yeah.
Sentinels choose to fall back and save.
I think it's Lev with first kill every round so far.
Yeah.
We have not seen Sentinels be able to have their 5v5 or even really a 4 retake coming into this point, where their utility would be the advantage. And yeah, Leviathan has such a great idea right now, and it's all their game plan. They're not waiting for Sentinels to make a move. They're going to Sentinels in a lot of these plays. Here, Zekin was able to clean up a few, but still, you're overrun by the numbers of Leviathan just being behind each other right now. Really good teamwork coming up. Aspas 2 away from the ultimate, and not even close for an ultimate being on deck right now for Sentinel. So another buy-in round here. This could be a tough one. 2,400 credits coming on to those credits that Sentinels has now. So this one's going to be tough for them to buy next round. This has to be one of their first ones.
That's a good shout, because usually in round number 4,
มอร์นิ่งครับพี่มอร์นิ่งครับ absolute
that thought though, the satchels
Oh.
across, but Leviathan still get the 2 first picks.
สวย
Close range, but instant trades.
But
coming
it's
in
a
from both
1v3.
sides, even the push outside
What?
from B. That was waited and greeted by Leviathan, still
Dude,
watching those
how
pushes on
they-
both
yeah.
ends. And yeah, we're trying to say that the silver lining, at least for Sentinels, round number 4, when on the attack, they're
Yeah.
focusing a lot of
No,
force
see,
on
what
both
do you
flanks
have?
until they get an ult out is
Morning,
Leviathan didn't have any, so they had an opportunity to play aggro, try to change the tempo for Sentinels, but they got denied right away when, you know, that they were mentioning at the desk, we were a little bit there was a little bit of miscalls
Yeah.
for Leviathan where they can't really trade perfectly, but this looks really good right now compared to the other week.
The calls right now, the feels that Leviathan has on what Sentinels may try to do is immaculate.
Yep.
They always have more numbers wherever the soft side of Sentinels is, even if that soft side's being
ผมไปอาบน้ำก่อน
then
เพื่อน
see
ส
most
กอร์
of
จะ
the
ดี
time
ขึ้น
right now.
แน่นอนเนี่ยครับแน่นอนแล้วครับ
Push
ชาร์ลส์
completely unexpected to see him pulling out 2 there. So now what do you think the read Sentinels has is Leviathan's in their spawns for most of the round. They're looking to play a little bit aggressive on rubble, but
วันนี้
also
หา
are
ผ่าเข้า
stopping
ทาง
us
ด้วย
when
นะ
you
ผม
push
ได้
C.
ครับ หวาน
And you
จัด
don't want to let Leviathan get to the front door at this point to get their
ทีมที่
attack
เลือก
on.
ด่านจะเป็นคนเลือกว่าจะการเล่นบุกก่อนไหมครับหรือฝั่งของข้ามฝั่งตรงข้ามเลือกครับ ทีม A เลือกทีมไอ้ทีม A เลือกแมปทีม B ก็เลือกฝั่งครับผม
There's that push. So Tex playing that Sentinel role as the Killjoy. Turret finding information, using the boxes
กลับ
as
มาหลอก
cover
เด็ก
in
อีกแล้วเหรอ
each
วะ
space. So yeah, there is a little bit of
นี่
nervousness
กลุ่ม
coming
หน้าทั้งหลายที่โดนหลอก
out.
กูก็หนึ่งในนั้น
Cheering for Sentinels, and yeah, you definitely need to call a timeout
Post
now
up.
for the defensive side.
It's what
of Sen City.
indeed. And I feel like Leviathan, that pressure on their shoulders may just kind of be lifted, right? Knowing that
นี่
this
ครับ
is
จ้า
going
สวัสดี
so
ครับ
well, it's starting
เฮีย
off
จะแพ้
what
ใคร
they
มาแพ้
came
ลิฟ
to
ไม่ได้
play
เลย
is working so well against Sentinels. I don't know if we've really seen them down this many rounds. Start stage 1 here. But now it's, can they repair it? We've seen Sentinels come back on the international stage. They can definitely come back here, but do they have the answer for what?
2-1 เชื่อผมนะครับเลฟนะครับไม่ใช่เซน
Ospas, 1 away from alt. This could be a focus.
ขอบคุณนะ
To
น้อง
the
ชาย
orb on that right side, Lev has left A kind of just no man's land. After the first round where they put King up forward, and then they kind of play towards C, play towards mid a little bit for the lurks. So this now, they may start to show that A pressure again. Zelsis will re-initiate the utility of Killjoy over towards CB. And Sentinels is just trying to find out what'll work right now.
First Sentinels
push
doing
through.
good. Yeah. You have Zekin that's also
ใครที่ไหนครับใครเป็นกาครับมอค่า
potentially trying to throw some sort of
บินจ่ายสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับผม
maybe there's a stack from Sentinels on the
ส
A
กอร์เท่าไหร่
side.
อ่ะเพิ่งเริ่มเลย
Push
ผมว่า
Leviathan
2-0
over
เซน
to
แพ้นะครับ
the C side stack.
ไอสัตว์
And with that haunt that was being
จัด
thrown,
ว่าแอด
Power
ปา
to
เป็น
find
อีโก้เยอะ
information.
ไป
Right
นะ
now,
เห็นคน
Sentinels
พู
are
ดกัน
still
เยอะ
playing with
จัด
no
ว่าเยอะนะ
information taken, right? Nothing was spotted there
แล้ว
on
ตอนทะเลาะกับ
either
ทีม A
extremities.
อะไรอ่ะ
They're waiting
Lao
up. They see the Prowler B,
กับ
fade
ประมาณ
B,
นึงนะ
and start to work towards A. Again, this is the alt door for Ospas. If they can grab it, you see King ready for the plant. Now they source out what this is going to be. I feel like Sen needs to back up in sight a little bit more unless they're going to take this fight straight on with this ult coming in.
Second Prowler finding information this time.
โอ้
Over
โห
on
โด
the
น
A
ดิ
site.
ไอ้เหี้ย
There's King scoring first.
Uh.
Showstopper being pulled out. You'll take that dub right
Well, yeah,
now.
the
Sentinels
cheer.
on an eco.
ตาม
Going right at the feet of John Q to kill, stolen away by Cobb.
Yeah.
Clean entry towards the site. Plant comes down for Leviathan. And now the last 3, trying to get something done with that Bulldog in this round.
6-0
At least hopefully bring the economy down for Leviathan because they are about to max out across the board. Should they close out this round and take the lead by 6 to send scoreless.
Just taking that site, the util usage coming from Leviathan, the Seas is catching, the Haunts displacing where the defensive spots are. And it's like Sen is safe nowhere. Trying to get that push on, just a distraction.
Player standing.
ได้ตัวหนึงมั้ย
Zelsis is just counting the bullets and able to catch one off the exits.
Yeah.
And for Leviathan, they're hunting down those kills for sure.
พี่ไอพี่ทำคลิปสอนเอมการฝึกการวอร์มก่อนลงแรงต่างทำได้ครับผมน้อง
Can
ชาย
they
จะมีไหม
formulate
ครับ
a plan though, so those ultimates just don't get snuffed out? Leviathan's been
นอน
playing
ให้พี่ชายนอนแล้วเรานอนหรือยัง
There's the Seas right there. Zach
ยับกว่านี้ก็เสื้อแล้วพี่ชายจะต้องเอาไปรีดและยึดแม่
Just a few sheriff shots to maybe collect 1 kill, but they're not even letting them get away with that. Really, you got to be sneaky and spawn apparently.
แม่ง
Odin's
กิน
back
พว
up
ก
for
กูหลอม
Zelsis.
เลสัตว์ไทยเมาส์ไปเถอะ
See where they decide to roll these. It's still going to be that C play for the Odin.
แสดงพี่
Utility
เจ็ด
split
พี่
between
พี่
B,
ตัด
C,
ต้องหาพี่ตัด
and a bit of this mound and rubble control. Not again, no.
กลับไปนอนต่อดีป่าวะ
Leviathan for now. Wow.
ตื่นมาเจออย่างงี้กูง่วงเลยยึดแม่
Sentinels pushed or not. Leviathan's just ready to aggress that utility.
It's
and push back.
Saturday.
They're not taking any chances versus
วัน
Sentinels
นี้
here.
ผมวันนี้ครับ
First, B
จะชอบ
rush.
คนที่สี
See
ไหน
how
อ่ะ
they
สี
coordinate
ขาว
around the Killjoy utility.
And Sentinel seems to be okay for this as well. Sasi was almost in a one and done.
โอ้โห
Still gonna be done. Satchel's in. Kong, that was the one that was able to get the first blood for Leviathan to get a plant. Deniability by paint shells coming through. And now the gap's been closed. They can use this showstopper now for a second. There's that second tap on the spike. They're using more util for Leviathan to slow things down. Paranoia being thrown over by Aspas. And that's it. 1-2. Now 1v1 against the Odin, and Lee Zelsis wins that one. But they have no showstopper for the region. That might be it right here for Sentinels.
Another lurk.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Bruh, this is fucked.
Just keeping him back.
Standing.
There's King with that kill.
Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. Leviathan is just able to encroach
ไม่มี
into
บิ
the
งโกครับ
defensive
เดี๋ยวพรุ่ง
side
นี้จะทำ
so
ให้ครับผ
fast,
ม
just throwing off the state of the game for
ครึ่ง
Sentinels.
ไลฟ์เลย
The
ยังไม่ได้ลง
timing not there. We even
ครึ่ง
saw
ไลฟ์ครึ่ง
Sasi
ไลฟ์
getting caught with the haunt seas out. Whatever, I couldn't tell what he was throwing at first, but it's just Leviathan. Everything going their way, and it's because of the movements, the mid-round calls, and the way they've been playing. 7 rounds in, the first time they hit B, and it does catch Sentinels off guard. Util out to break the site. That's all
แต่
still
กู
there.
รีบ
You
นิด
just
นึงนะ
talked
กูอยาก
about
นอนต่อนะ
it. This lurk
แต่ไม่ได้
as
ออกกำลัง
well
กาย
is
แล้วหรอไม่ได้ออกนะครับ
absolutely disgusting. They really have not been able to
Look
put
at
this
that.
Odin to use either, that they keep buying towards C.
That's the crazy part too, as a duelist, being able to get behind enemy lines to backstab too.
Yeah.
So when you're really seeing
เก
Leviathan
ม
and
มี
these
3 แมปแต่
executions,
เซนน่าจะ
Aspas
เล่นแค่
getting
2
so much
ไอ้
space
นี่บุล
right
ลี่
now.
แหละ
And not really met with too much opposition too.
อันนี้เขาเรียกว่าบุลลี่
Sentinels
แล้ว
are trying to fight a little bit towards the fort lines at the beginning. They'll try to do it again. Util being thrown out here towards the A site.
ครับเลือดแอบหลาบหรือว่าไอ้เหี้ยเหมือนไอ้เหี้ย
The
เช็ดอ่ะ
first real rubble control with a season aid that we're seeing from Sen here to feel comfortable and put that power into just an attack that may not work. Mollies go off pretty early. Orba to go down. They'll have a pretty good sight of this B site now.
Yeah. They got great stall right now with both John Cutie and Zelsis here. Yet
น่านอนจังเลยตอนเนี้ย
they deny all of that util, not afraid and just brute forcing in.
เซฟ
This
จิ
is
โน
one of the first time Sen has their team to get the retake in, and this is what we
โอ
expect.
เค
from
ไอ้เหี้ย
Zelsis
เรานี่แหละมาแล้ว
to
สัตว์
spam through the wall from Waterfall.
ถึงเวลาแล้ว
Now Sen's
ล็อกดาวน์
ready for
ปุ๊บ
that retake protocol.
They have
เซคิด
everything
อัน
for
ตี
this
ออก
right
ไป
now.
หน้าไซต์
Down at the ready from Zelsis
ส
still,
วย
so
เลย
he's rotating back towards the spawn to initiate it. They also have a
เพราะแม่อัน
showstopper
อันตี
to
เข้าไป
just
ในเอ็ม
fight
เหลี่ยม
towards
มุ
that
มเหลี่ยม
corner if Leviathan wants to fight inside the
Elbow,
site and stay
elbow.
there. Yet they decide to fall back, play towards the
แล้ว
mound.
ก็ไม่มีใคร
So
เล่น
that
ไอ้
lockdown
เหี้ยแล้ว
will
ก็
go
เปิด
through.
ดี
Nobody's going to get detained. Showstopper now trying to clear information. There's nobody around the site. So they know right now for Leviathan, they're playing post by outside of mound. There's the showstopper. 4 for the 9 by Aspas. A 4-on-4. Satchel up in the air. There's still a smoke in the front. Sticking onto the spike. Here's John Judy. Puts it a halfway. Now sticking it down. 1 for 1 in front of the
สวย
spike.
โอเคโอเค
Us all assembles this
Yeah.
moment. Except for John Judy, who at least
ใคร
gets
ตาย
the
ไอ้สัต
defuse.
ว์
Smart play. Tens holding paranoia for the longest time. The lockdown getting Leviathan out in something they must have missed because they
รอ
planted
นิด
the
นึง
whole
รอนิดนึงรอนิดนึง
and that's not
ไอ้
very
ที่
easy
ไอ้
when
เหี้ย
that
หายย
lockdown
ก
comes out
ทีม
from the side of Sentinels.
เพื่อ
All pushed
พูดระเบิด
outside,
พูดระเบิด
forced
หนึ่
to
งอัน
fight through smoke.
กูเลย
The
เชื่อจ
turn
ริง
at the last second. The turn at the last second to save him
Oh,
puts the
oh,
spike
oh,
lower,
come on, baby, get it.
allowing the defuse duck from John Cutie. Zelsis' spam actually plays out huge in
โม
this
โห
one.
แล้วคุยกับตู้เล่นบูแล้วนะบ้าแล้วบ้าแล้ว
Cannot
เป็นคน
believe
บ้าแล้วไอ้
that's
เหี้ย
the way
คุย
this
กับตู้
rate
เล่น
went
บู
through.
แล้ว
They got a lot of work to do though. 7-1 down. This
Can't
other still
leave,
here.
man.
Nightfall to
7-1.
retake a site. Sentinels going for more of the retake protocol again. And it's going to be a C hit from Lev to start. It looks like they're right in.
Zelsis is on the top of the wood with the Odin.
มึงก็แดบแดบ on the
Delaying with
haters bro
Manastorm is trying to walk in and finding timing through the poison orb.
Spike planted.
Right out of it.
เออ
Spike at least planted for Leviathan. There's the pit outside on the attack side to cover up all the waterfall. Sasi though has a Nightfall, could use this towards the site, initiates it, engages it now. King looking to fall back just around the corner, and they might forfeit the pit
Yeah,
from there.
yeah.
Aspas trying to delay as well with the showstopper of his own. On the top of the
But he-
boxes. Now C's just got thrown to get more information as well. But they stay inside the pit, they kept it up. Walking it close, all the Sentinels are low on
Okay.
HP. So hard to walk inside that pit, and as it goes down, all of
Bad
Leviathan is
move.
still there fighting inside the site.
They snap back right away.
Bad move.
Ultimate protects too. Lockdowns here if they have any trouble coming from the future rounds.
ไม่ใช่70แล้ว
And
8
they do
หนึ่งนะ
not let another post plant go to Sentinels. Let's see this
จริงไอ้เหี้ย
again.
เล็บกล้าก่อนทุกทีมเพื่อมาเก่ง
Just
กับทีม
sticking
กู
the site after
ทำทำไมวะ
plant. They lose 3.
oh,
Okay.
oh.
Now
Oh.
we know why.
กูถามจริง
You can't say that was supposed to happen, but you take those every day. All right, here we go. Wall up on both sides. Leviathan
Sen's
left
washed?
a little bit
You
towards
say
A
that
once
after
again.
we win Masters?
See
No
if
way,
there's
bro.
A hard push, looking to make a fake TP sound, and a strong B pillar push here from Sentinels. They're trying to give different looks from defense too. They're in kind of their 1-3-1 formation that we would almost see them already in a retake on, or at least a 3-1.
พวกคิดดูคนนอนหรือดูต่อ
See
เดี
if
ยว
this
กัน
works out for them. It's going to be knowledge from John Cutie and Zelsis to this pile of 3 in mid before they move.
ง่วง
Yeah,
กู
just
ง่วง
like the little
เชียร์
TP
ก็
that
อยา
you
ก
saw
เชียร์
from
แต่เล่นอ
Azina,
ย่าง
though.
นี้กู
Usually
ก็
that
ง่วง
open
ต่อ
side you're saying to bait it out is a
Right,
TP
right.
across towards C. He wants to make sure his
พี่
iron
จู
hands
เรียกว่าดีครับสวัสดี
overwhelmed
ไหม
by a stack of Sentinels on the C side, and with the nightfall,
Yeah.
just to cover our tracks now for Leviathan, they realize that the A side is open. Easy plan number 3.
โอวาโลอ่ะนะสตรีมว่าจะให้ฟอร์มนี่ทุกวันนะห้ามกูเหรอ
And we'll see what Sentinels has here. Sheriff retake
Cái tàu
at the
giam
7
mình ăn
before
rồi.
though.
Paranoia went high. Not going to hand
พี่
it
ก็ไม่
over
เคย
inside the site.
พี่ก็ไม่ได้เป็นโปรอะดิ
For Sentinels, you're happy. You wasted out 2 walls
Tham
from
suk
your
wu
opponents
à?
before. You're actually just going
มีสิทธิ์
to
อาจจะมีสิ
potentially
ทธิ์
die to
มันอาจจะ
spike.
ทำให้เหนื่อยล้าทั้งร่างกายเหรอ
Keep it expensive is not really the name of the game right now. As,
Wow.
again, Leviathan
What would
are rolling in the bank. Still trying to chase down these kills.
There you go.
Okay.
There's other
Tens
ones.
get some work in. Aspas holding it down inside the site.
แม่งเสียสายไวสัตว์ไม่ได้เสียไม่ได้กันเลยมากกว่าไอ้เหี้ยอะไรเนี่ย
Some sort of an eco.
Remaining.
ไม่ได้กันเลย
Save
เหี้ย
here for
แม่
Sentinels.
ไม่ทะลุทะลวงเข้ามาแบบอ้าวไม่มีใครอยู่เหรออย่างนั้นนะไอ้เหี้ย
Been a one-sided affair so far in this first half in this series on
ส
Lotus.
วัสดีตอนเช้านะครับสวัสดีตอนเช้าครับแซน
Well, like you said, Sen's happy,
So,
especially
Dominic Hub.
at 9-1 to see those ultimates were used
Down
to take
it.
the low buy round from them, but will the guns even matter here? Lev firing on all cylinders right now. They were shooters last week, and it didn't seem like they had the macro. Now they're putting both together. They're running the map and the shots. So many first bloods to just separate Sentinels from being able to retake these rounds, the spot we think them most strongest. A haunt out, quick one up top, but they still can't fight for this rubble control. It's just a little bit of early knowledge to try and have Tex, or I'm sorry, try to have Zelsis hold this area with all the Killjoy utility. A good push onto Mound is going to let
พี่
Sentinels
จ้าทำน้อง
focus on
ชาย
the A
พี่จ้า
side
ครั
of
บ
the map.
แปลกๆไอ้สัตว์
But it's pullback here from Lev.
ส่วน
And they
ตัว
lead
พี่ว่า
King
เมาโล
again.
กา
This is
ดี
much
ว่า
like
4K
the
ดีไหม
bonus
ครับไม่เคยลอง
round
ใช้
they
นะครับดีว่า 4K อะ
were. Actually, they're leaving way
Leo
more. This is
Map
going to
มา
be
ให้
a
เขา
B
ตบเลย
pick for the first time
โอ้
for Lev.
ทรมาน
Through smoke,
ไอ้สัตว์
King falls. But you mentioned it. They might think
Yeah,
here for
but
Sentinels, okay, we got
12
the
third.
lurk down, but at least for Leviathan, they
Yeah.
have other players on their side trying to make some noise here. They threw the Paranoia out towards Tree.
ร้านนะพี่
They
จ๋า
threw a
ร้าน
smoke,
นะ
they popped out
ล้าง
both
มือกันนะค
volleys.
รับฟู
Her baby door being broken here on the defensive side. That's Aspas trying to scale in. Texas running inside the smoke, catching second off guard.
And
Morning,
the
I'll give a
teleport into
lead,
the
but
site
we
is
have-
growing the numbers in the Leviathan here on the B hold. To have
เวอร์ทะลุทะลวงเลยดิ
Prowler
เหี้ย
also keeping Sentinels at bay. Now they can reset. Ten's just waiting for a timing to Paranoia in the front of the B site, but nobody from Leviathan will be there except for Mazzino. There's that flash now being thrown. Cannot connect on the kill. Waiting for it, and finally drops Mazzino. That
Okay.
allows her Sentinels to move in, and Ten's at Luigi gets a second kill. Now a smoke here.
My king!
Snake bite to keep it at bay. Cobb is alone! And
W
Sentinels are
retake,
able to
bro.
come back.
That seems like the timing that we are used to from Sentinels. The ability usage when they're hitting, disrupting so many of the angles being
Last
watched by
round in the
Leviathan.
half.
We saw their mouses flicking back and forth at all the wrong times. These are the kind of things, and the reason Sentinels retakes usually look so clean, it's they're at the backside of their opponents. They're double swinging something that's never available to trade. And it just goes over so smooth. They keep some weapons.
Why
9-3
2-9?
is almost a must here with
Like,
power
we make
let
it
them
hard
bring it
for
into the
us,
match.
bro.
Let's see
So
if
it's
they
gonna be
can
a
keep
good
it
game,
going.
you know?
This early haunt allowing a
Air
little
time,
bit
air
of info to
time.
come out of B here, but also still keep Fade on B. Keeping Lev thinking that rubble
Oh,
control
wow.
is trying to be pushed. This mountain, though, is important to Sentinels.
Super aggressive for Sentinels.
Good dodge.
เออ
First blood scored by
Oi!
Sentinels. Answered back by
What?
the attack in the hands of Aspas.
No
Second
way
Crazy.
คู่แรกครับ
allows
ทีม
here
ชนะครับ
Leviathan
ซีโร่
to get control of both the mountain and front B. They can choose the pathing depending on the picks. The off angle being held by Sasi. And now the jig is up on that end to try to at least give Sentinels an opportunity to take a player advantage in the last round of the half.
อันนี้คู่สุดท้ายแล้ววันเนี้ย
The orb just got tapped and picked up by Aspas, one away from a showstopper.
Really cool pick because you have this push up here. It's going to push him right back over towards Zelsis on A, and now Zelsis can back up. I believe Baby Door might. Oh, he may just try to lace him with the Odin here as they pass by. This is going to be a sketchy one. I don't know if they make noise before they get to Zelsis. That would immensely help the rotation.
This is such a big gamble right now, and there's that defensive wall. Leviathan's walking through. The wall's about to drop, and there's three just behind. There's that one. There's that second one. It's actually from Elise. Sends him damage. To rotate over. And now King once again is left alone. 1 versus 3, 18 seconds left on the clock. A plant, but no more util left behind. Now also on top of that, hit by the Nightfall, giving a chance now for Sentinels to just book it. He gets the first pick there onto Tens as he drops down. The last two have to group together. John Cutie and Saucy, snake bite available on defense. King trying to
สวยแต่ดีเคิร์ดที่โดนแล้วแบบนี้ของพวกกูแล้วเว้ยคนที่บลีดบ่อยเป็นที่บลีดเจอไอคิวฝากพี่อ้าวไอคิวมันซื้อมาได้
without a 7-1 scoreline or a 9-3 scoreline, right?
What quick thinking there by John Cutie and squad saying, you know what, C has been a lot of these late round hits. They put the ult down at C and basically direct Leviathan back towards A, back to the waiting arms of Zelsis and Saucy. That's the macro you're looking for from Sentinels here that makes their opponent walk right into the traps. Took a bit, they got 3. Sometimes that's enough, but they're really going to have to put this down on attack.
All right, well, at least now let's throw it back to the desk here, GB. Leviathan looks good, right?
Man, I'll tell you one thing, baby. We got egg on our face right now because that whole segment we were like, left. And they came out of the gate and said, you know, just hold my Red Bull. Impressive stuff, really, from Leviathan here, Doug. And it feels like a rejuvenated team, exactly what we wanted to see and exactly what we expect from those 5 players that are playing under this banner.
This is a lot of what people thought would come together when this roster was built. And I think Aspas is still doing his thing. I think King is popping off. I think Mazzino's had a couple of really big moments as well. And I think they showed that they had a really good plan at the beginning of Lotus. It also felt like Sentinels were trying to force it a little bit at times. Maybe, you know, a couple of plays that other than that, Leviathan, at least for the first quarter of that half, if you will, looked very comfortable.
Yeah, honestly, it's very rare you see Aspas not having a dominant performance.
Yeah.
And then on your point too, like it felt like Sen were down a couple rounds and they started making peaks that it's like only when you're down a couple rounds you feel like you need to make a play to like save the round, and that was just like snowballing throughout the matchup.
Yeah, you certainly felt that. Now we are in a position though where Sentinels were able to squeak out 3, 9-3 going into this. This could still, let's not forget, it's Lotus, right? So there's going to be a lot of question marks here on whether or not the defensive side for Leviathan can hold off. I
hate the idea of a 9-3 curse. I'm over it. But I will say, at least
there's a 9-3 curse.
Okay, never mind. I want this so far in stage 1, attacks on Lotus wins like almost 70% of the time. So there is a very good reason to think, okay, they got 3 on defense, whatever, they're still a shot.
We'll see how this all pans out as we get ready for the second half.
We'll definitely see how this pans out now as Sentinels has an opportunity to fight here on the attack. And yeah, the scoreline definitely shows there at least undefeated so far 2024 on Lotus, which is arguably our second best map, right? When you look at the vetoes that came out from both of these teams, you're like, okay, well, don't know how to split, they have a chance here, but let's talk about that in a bit. There's 3 players crossfiring towards the front B. First blood for Sentinels, Saucy falling back, a C's being thrown to for pushing forward, and the Prowler's even going to notice them very close here to the front B. So Sentinels falling back with a player advantage.
Big quick jump there, and they back up for safety.
เป็นด่านบุกดีครับด่าน3ใช้เป็นด่านบุกครับแชมป์
The take on the site's going to be a little tough, or retake is going to be a little tougher without Aspas's nades, but they should be able to hold off for now with this.
คุณว่าให้7 โมงก็คู่แรกมันจบเร็วกว่าไงส่วนใหญ่คู่2มันจะขึ้นอยู่คู่แรกอย่าลืมถ้าคู่แรก 2-0 ก็เร็วขึ้น
wasn't expecting that forward push all the way to rubble, denying the lurk.
วันนี้ไปดูลัคกี้วันนี้ครับ
execution for Sentinels, and it's open. Nobody's really moving in here for Leviathan yet. Trying to make sure there's no other lurkers around the site. Cleared out towards B, put an alarm bot on flank as well. And all of them grouped up towards the spawn because they lost that space. So Zekin's the one to move forward.
โอ้โห
Oh,
เอาเลย
they're proud of this.
Yeah, especially when there's a one-way coming
Yeah.
through here on the attack. There's a paranoia,
missed.
but Zekin avoids it. There's
ส
a
วย
kill. You guys from the
สวย
as King answers back.
สวยลูกพี่คุณคม
They're ready to
ต้อง
trade
มี
off
ดี
his
วะ
teammate as they're running a 3-player push outside towards the spawn. Tex is alone now. Beats
สวย
the turret, but not Celsius. Sentinels win the
Come
pistol
back,
round.
bro.
And a much needed pistol round there. Also having to call the audible.
มาสอยมะม่วงที่นาจะเอาอะไรไหม
I'm
เอามะ
sure
ม่ว
they
ง
were
สักลู
happy
ก
to
หนึ่งครับ
not get any
ได้ไหม
defense from Lev when that happened. This is going to be where they pull it back. Lev started off on the attack side here. This is Sentinel's pick. So Lev said, we want to bring you that attack, those attack rounds. And this is where Sentinels has to get them back as well with such a dominating first half. All right. We hop in. Walls up. A big A hit coming in from Leviathan to gain control on the map. And it's just another C hold coming in from Sen.
ใช้
Orbs to
utility ดีครับ
Zekin
เช่น
over and over
ต้อง
with
ต้อง
those
ยอม
first 2 kills. One already as well before that. Almost to ultimate coming into round 3 here on the second half.
Toxin screen down.
And they're playing very patient to this.
Yeah, John Q is there.
เมื่อวานลง
To do some damage. He'll contact Tex.
คุ้มสวยแล้วสวยแล้ว
Well, okay. You're starting to see these players
เมื่อวานลงที่ไหนคุ้ม
play
กว่า
and
จัด
it's
เขา
working
ไม่
out
มี
for
ไม่มีที่ไหน
Sentinels.
สปอนเลยดิ
Break the timing
ส
is
วย
game.
สเคน
Denied by the Stinger.
Last player
สวยซาซี่
Comes a clean entry now for Sentinels. Inside the B site, farming orbs. A Zekin after this.
นอนนั่น
fight,
ที่นอนไป
run
นิดนึง
away
วะ
and go for that kill. Go for that hunt. It's up against Calm. And this will allow Sentinels to get the showstopper in the next round. In their bonus. Not looking. Flips across. Ult ready.
I love this. Because
We are back,
was
baby.
basically, he has been going in on these rounds to get ult. It's like, yeah,
Hey,
right now
Q.
you got my trade, but that's
Got
another
Lou Long,
ult
what
orb. I
the-
just picked one up, 2 in a round almost every time. We're at round 3 now, second half, and he is going to have that showstopper for Leviathan fighting back with full guns here.
ไม่
on
มี
this
อะไรมาก
bonus. Really neat way
ไม่
to
เป็นเรื่อง
start
ของการ
this
หรอกครับ
off.
ไม่ไป
2
ครับ
kills
ร้อน
really
เกิน
helping
คน
out
ก็
to
เยอะ
get this ult online. And it's a
ขี้เกียจครับ
There's
เด็ก
a pink
เปล่า
going down there. They're choosing the soft site here.
กูแค่เห็นคนลงกัน
Out of
กู
all
ก็เหนื่อย
three,
แล้วอะตอน
this
เนี้ย
could work out very well.
The wall's going to be different here. It seems to be for Baby Door in heaven. So Sentinels potentially just wants to fight inside this B site for a plant. But so far, a little bit of a util.
สวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับเขา
There's that wall finally up. Showstopper to clear it out. Now all the way towards the back. Boom,
สวย
the C's, and then the showstopper gets the big.
Identifying every strat that'll work one after the other. Really giving Leviathan a taste of their own medicine from how we saw it
ล้วงเลย
first half.
เบิ่ม
Retake
ๆอะ
from Link and Heaven, but Baby Door, will they be able to take down Saucy?
Because they have lower guns here for a couple of them. You want to stay inside that site. That's the Stinger, and also Ten's working in tandem. Both of them dropped by Icebox. 6 cents coming in from the duelist. Even a third in the round. 22 HP remaining. Paint shells across.
โอ้มีอะไรนะมีอะไรนะมีอะไรนะ
Cutie. As Icebox is at 1 HP. Was going inside the decay of the orb.
อายุต้อง
Explosive
18
down
ครับ
for
ถึ
a
งจะไป
bit.
แข่งได้
John
ส
Q
วย
and
อะไรนะพวก
having
กู
to
โค
work
ตรตึง
together.
ไง
Dinosaur
อะไรนะพวกกูโคตรตึงไง
Sit there. And that will be a round for Sentinels to convert the bonus.
Let's go bro วันนี้จานวันนี้ครับ
To those guys as Led Larry's, not us.
Yeah, those two.
ตามสู้นะดิไอ้เหี้ย
Oh my gosh. Not a very big post-plant Molly setup map, but you know what? Sentinels is going to make it happen there and just give Leviathan a hell of a time trying to get back onto the spike. Such a powerful hit. This take. And they're still able to hold it off with 2 alive after having to put so many in the site.
Yeah. Looks like it was a haunt, actually. That got the ping towards the back and not a seize, but you'll take whatever to get that entry with that showstopper.
Clean. One watches the push, one's getting the mollies.
ของจริ
They
ง
had it timed out really well too, so you know that's been
ดีครับพี่จัด
practiced
พี่จัด
until
น้องชาย
they got it down. Prowlers towards pillars. Leviathan's trying to get info here. They open the door and see if they're going to get another B push again, but they got to be ready at A.
เฮ้ยอะไรวะ
Sentinels is moving
อ้าว
so
เก็บไม่ได้
fast
เหรอ
here.
Not afraid to make
เกิดอะไร
any
ขึ้น
noise
น่ะ
whatsoever. 2 players anchoring towards that A-side. It's Tex. Traded out by John Cutie as he's able to drop Celsius. Still, maybe
บัก
they don't
เฉย
expect
ไอ้
to
เหี้ย
hear them. Here's the footsteps. Nobody's watching it. There's that first kill.
Fans?
Snake bite on the ground.
Spike
Spike
down.
is down 2. Door not being open. King pinned inside tree, so they'll look for a safer plan. But pain shells are also coming down. Aspas gets the pick. As Sentinels are trying to push towards the back of the site. Finally, King falls down towards the tree. Now,
สวยแล้วจอน
it's a 1-for-1. Showstopper
Oh,
at the ready.
no.
Sassy is alone. Second satchel closing up.
Oh no.
Swings out, and it connects.
That
เกมหมา
is big three for
กูโทษ
Aspas.
เกม
They
ราว
go
นี้
right into the site without really knowing what the state of it was. A few nades in, they all felt
Time out.
comfortable to control with each other.
Pause.
And I think the big miss out
Something.
there was the door was
Milo.
open by tens, but nobody went into clear and nobody saw what was indoors, so nobody peeked around because they thought it was clear.
Yeah, they thought it was
That's a
just texting
mistake.
there.
That's a mistake.
Right, usually with these setups that you see from a Killjoy, it's a Killjoy solo site hold.
ไอ้นี่คุณพ่อคุณแม่ลั่นเลย
Yeah, that was a what happened. So one of the protocols
Yeah, what
was
happened? What
very
the fuck?
missed there.
เก็บของไม่ได้
10-6 now. Leviathan actually stopped the pressure here from Sentinel's second half. Molly's to come out. Leviathan gets a bit of read on who's where on the map. And the Prowler does see it close. Man, Lev is just delay. It doesn't look like they can make plays off this, but they're just like, no, you need to back
จังหวะ
up
แรกมึง
Sentinels
ใช้ของ
and
โคตร
rethink
เย
the
อะ
next hit as Lev take Rebel control.
The thing is, they've used a lot of util towards this B side and C.
กระบองลิง
There's
ดี
not
ไหม
too
ดี
much to
ดี
hold back except
จอมันเท่นะ
C side. Now John Cutie sees at least one leading out towards Rubble that engages Sentinels to pressure out towards the C side, but paint shells once again. More util being used by Leviathan slows them back, but we've mentioned the amount of util that's now missing is the call from John Cutie at the minute mark. Rotate over now, group up towards the C side, grab this orb, and you have a nightfall ready.
โถมเลยสัตว์
When they notice John Cutie on the A site with the KJ, they notice no KJ util on this side as well. Becomes an easy entry for a plan.
เชียร์ทีมไหนครับเซนติเนลครับ
With some low members here, going to make the retake difficult, but Aspas starts them off right.
มันลั่น
Yeah, no
มันลั่น
choice to
เฮีย
fight
อะไร
this
อ่ะ
one now 'cause he lost
สวย
control.
สุด
And Celsius drops 2.
มันลั่นเฮียอะไรวะ
Last three of Leviathan, a death ball towards the back of the spawn.
They forced
First
the
contact
reclear.
will be Zelsis to actually find the information, but I mean, the call from the Prowlers are going to be there. High-low stack, just at the top of the box, there's at the ramp.
ทอมมาจาก
Keep
ทีม
him in
อี
there.
จีครับ
Nice satchel first. Calm gets the first kill. And Atlas gets both.
No way.
With the fourth kill onto
โอ้
Sassi.
จะซัดโชว์โอ้
I mean, combining 4 kills together on both Aspas and Calm on that retake, and that was everything for the satchel to start things first, to break that crosshair placement.
Van Silly, we are witnessing it from Leviathan right now. It's like they can do no wrong. Let's watch this replay again. So they push spawn, 2
ให้แล้วอะ
huge kills coming in from Sentinels, and Lev has no
Oh,
choice but to
oh.
re-clear that same spot. Every eye is on that spot, and they still get all the kills they need. That is going to put some momentum in the squad right now. Calm overhyped, and it
แม่ง
is
โอเคซี
deserved.
แล้วอะ
11-6 here. 2 in
Yeah,
favor of
why not?
Leviathan is actually, I thought Sen was going to snap back again. It's usually we see some rounds go back and forth here, but not the case. A 3-1-1 by Sen now as they try to get some map control. Lose one already.
Same position where Zekin was playing towards the mountain.
แล้วภาคคือเป็นการดีนะการเซ็นเล็กขนาดอัดยิงบอกเองบอกเซ็นได้
Has util once again to delay and deny. Boombot to find information and then pain shells if there's going to be any type of aggression behind that. But for Sentinels, they're creeping up.
ไม่
here
นะ
slowly
มันไม่ได้
towards
พูด
the
ใน
B-side.
เชิงนั้นนะ
Might be opening door. Might
ส่ว
be
นใหญ่
heading
นะ
towards
ภาค
B.
ฝรั่งเห็น
See
ยา
all
มา
these
ที่
leads
จะไป
coming
อ่ะ
up from Leviathan.
Yeah.
They're just ready here to play at least some
น้อย
numbers.
มาก
A lot of this early pressure from Lev has come off of paranoia, whether they open a door, whether they try to take a little bit more space. So that requires now Calm's utility. And they do not get as much info there as they can't push out. King. It's a good distance for the judge. They come in close.
The decay. There's that
The
hit.
hit.
Instantly gets traded out.
มันปิดจัดนะพ่อ
Allowing
มึง
Sentinels to move inside this site and get the plant down and off the plant.
Or
John Cutie has the pit.
เพื่อมีคนเข้าใจ
But
ผิ
the
ด
counter once again is a
Well,
nightfall
yeah.
available for Calm on the retake. And it gets popped right away. Door opens up. It's a 1-for-1. They lose control now of the front B side. Our Sentinels forced to play
they can't
inside
hear
the pit
that.
of both Tens and John Cutie. Satchel inside right now as Aspas is trying to clear it out. Now slowly bleeding to
มึง
King.
บ้า
Trying to
คุย
spray
ของแม่ง
across
วะ
and it's up against John
มัน
Cutie.
รู้ใช่ปะว่ามันคือพิษ
Winning
ข
a
องเขาอ่ะ
reset
ไม่
of
ใช่พิษของมัน
HP.
อ่ะ
Trying to get lucky with the sprays. John Cutie repivots towards the top of the site. Sprays
Oh.
into the tap.
ไอ้เหี้ยเอ้ยกว่าจะได้ราวนึง
that
เหนื่อยเหลือเกิน
required some dancing from the side of Sentinels. Being tagged by the ultimate, Nightfall gives you the trail. And they were just trying to follow all the Sentinels members inside that pit. Another C mound control.
ไม่กลัวคุยเลยแม่งแบบ
Both
เอา
teams
หมด
know
อะ
they can get a first kill over there because there's going to be a fight, and this just got hectic, but not for John Cutie. Filming a new one. Cinematic. All right, we move on. 11-7. Lockdowns there. King's got the ultimate to maybe stay off the sight. As this push is from the left side of the map. Full around on the map here to see if they can get this pressure. Sentinels may not have the timing.
อย่าวิ่งแล้วก่อนวิ่งเองแล้ว
Here there
มันมา
by
แล้
Celsius. He
ว
looked to the left for just a second on the mini map and said, "Yo, we need to run forward."
Already had a turret outside towards front B as well. Knew that the pinch was coming with all that util coming out from the C side. A 1-for-1 or at least Aspas with the Hero Guardian, Mazina with the Stinger, the rest with pistols. Showstopper and a lockdown ready for
โอ้ไม่
Sentinels.
ชอบเลยว่ะเล่นอย่างเงี้ย
In their favor to try to close out this round. All of them pushing towards the back of the
ไม่ได้
site.
แพนนี่เฮเว่นด้วย
Nobody rotating across because they know the pinch from Leviathan was coming from Baby Door and from Seaside. More delays, paranoia being thrown. Not allowing really Leviathan to set up for the retake. There's the first contact. Right, peeking one by one. Also dropping one by one. Delays on the Nano Swarms. Perfect for Sentinels as they're closing the gap now by 3 rounds.
Celsius with lockdown coming out of this one.
อย่าให้ลูกพี่กวางจริงนะสัตว์
Clean
เดี๋ยว
A
เจ
hit
อ
there by Sentinels.
แปลงร่าง
Were not put off their game by being pushed
ครู
around the
เปี้ยม
map. Also knew there were only pistols on the chase, really.
เหี้ย
Great
ยิง
opening
เป็น
shots
สั
to
ต
hit
ว์
this
ที่
one.
บ้าว่ะ
So Sentinels, obviously power and numbers for them right now. The last round or so, Mazina was taken out, so they have had an easier chance, but the rounds that Sentinels isn't finding the opening kill, they are suffering in sight with the way the Leviathan is having these reads. So we've seen the long C fight over and over from Sentinels, saying, okay, Lev, if you're going to come out and fight us, then fight us. We'll take that, because the sight take is easier.
ผมไม่ได้นอนเลยครับ
It's the
พี่
little
เบิร์น
things
จัด
that are
โอ้ย
hitting. I mean, in
พั
the
กกลับ
beginning,
บ้านน้อ
Zekin
ง
was
ชาย
basically farming for ults, looking to get shot too, if that would have been a way he got an orb. So Sen have had an idea of what to do since the beginning. Right now, it's
Lucky
hit
charm.
these ults next round as both teams get a little chat in this timeout.
Great call, as you say, they're not afraid to fight out towards the C side.
Yeah.
When the pressure's coming in towards A and most of the Sentinels are on that C side, well, John Cutie is doing a great job getting that info and also slowing
เล่น
things
สงกราร
down.
ไหนแต่ไม่เล่นเหรอ
Lev also reacts with quite a bit of utility on the BC side too.
And that's
so
the thing.
Sen
Using
feels good about that.
so much util to fight back on that mountain side and having less on those retakes here. Maybe that call would be what we try to be a little bit more, have a little bit more total calls here and save a bit of that util.
เป็นคนที่ต้องคงประการทุกคนละ
You're starting this round, you were
มันไม่มีอะไรทำเลยไงเฮีย
not really seeing Leviathan really set up to go for that 3-player push on A, 3-player push towards C.
ในฝั่งมันขอ
No,
แค่
it's
2
more
ตัวเองนะ
reactive right
ชิว
now for sure. They're
ทำได้
trying to figure out what's happening, make the right moves, so they can have that utility for
สาว
the
ควงนั่นนะ
retake.
จริงควงทั้ง
Which
คืนเลย
it does make sense. Sentinels is now hitting their shots, coming
วง
online
หับ
a bit. This is their map for a reason.
มีอเมริกาบางทีก็มีบางทีก็ไม่มีจังก็งงเหมือนกัน
Just a bit on the off angle here for the peak.
โอ้โห
Showstopper ready.
เอาเลย
Stay
เย็ด
comes
แม่
in, connects onto Celsius. Meanwhile, though, Com has fallen, so they did have some sort of a trade here towards the B side, but advantage already comes
แซ
out
บ
for
นี้สวัสดีครับ
Leviathan.
มอร์นิ่งครับผม
Also, a pit came out on that C side.
Imagine you get into the round with a showstopper and a lockdown, and those are the things that go down first.
Pistons going up.
That did. Sentinels did not
Okay,
need
let
that
me
start.
get that right
Lev
here.
is very happy with the condition of this round. Able to stay in default positions. Killjoy utility still smattered about A. Yeah, this should be a Lev round. Almost no deaths if they can help it.
Unable to dodge the Prowler, too.
ถ้าไม่มีแอดปาร์เป็นยังไงแตกดิ
Just getting ready to TP somewhere into C's
ถ้ามี
right.
แอดปาร์ก็4 ต่อ 5ไง
Tried to
ปล่อย
guess
ชิวเลย
it, that he was still trying to hide in that cubby towards that
อยากรู้ว่าโค้ช
waterfall
เขาพูดอะไร
side.
กับนักแข่งครับ ไม่ใช่นักแข่งเล่นแบบอินดี้เหรอครับ หรือต้องเดินแบบตามแผนของโค้ชหรือโค้ช
It's
มี
an easy win there. John Cutie trying to create some space.
ก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกันจะแค่รู้เหมือนกันนะไม่พูดอะไรกัน
A site now realizes the last nano jump spot kill. Should have done it with a
30
classic. Why
seconds
not?
left.
But
หลับ
yeah,
หน่อไม้
Celsius
พี่
gonna
ชาย
meet up
นิด
with
นึ
them.
ง
They'll
ครับ
get
ต
a
อน
flank
นี้นิ
and
ด
a
นึง
nightfall out of this, so there's still some sort of hope here for Sentinels on a post plan. But Leviathan are at the ready. 3 of them grouped up here at the
2
staircase.
4เหรอไปดีอ่ะไหวชิวเว้ย
Pushing, trying to focus a high-low that might be a swing, but I don't know if they have the time. 3 now, about to approach.
Oh, the nightfall was looking towards the spawn. They were looking for a timing and a push in that area. It's a backstab.
ทำไม
Instead, Leviathan with this defuse now are at map point against Sentinels map pick.
That's just one of those moments. Even tell yourself, like, I'm going to count to 5 and then I'll turn. I'm going to give this time. They're not going to, okay, they're not pushing. Bam. Oh, my.
Oh.
That's, I think that right there is a really just good window into what's been happening to SEN this game. What LEV has been able to put on the server in these situations where they have the side of Sentinels in a rotation. They're pushing spawn and catching Sentinels off guard. It just seems like those little moments. And it's really, you say, who's to blame? Who's to blame except for timing? 12-8 here. LEV looking to put the last and finishing touches here on Sentinels map pick. Lotus. The C-mount control again. It's going to be a big fight.
Showstopper. Oh, the dodge hits the front of the site. Take it out. No contact.
เลดดิฟเลยว่ะเฮีย
With on the attack though. As for Leviathan, they have their lockdown currently anchored up on the A site.
Nightfall as well if they do lose a bit of control of the site. So many things to layer on here to keep it secure and keep C a winning round for Sentinels. All the members of LEV make it out, but Sentinels
แม่ไม่ต้องคุยแผนอะไรกับเพื่อนหรอกให้มันยิงก็พอแล้วไอ้เฮียนะ
quite early because they're expecting LEV to just push in.
Yeah, especially that the lockdown got used. Now they'll keep him at bay for a bit, but here is a winning moment or a key piece is Tex.
Tex
with the lockdown. Calm. With support now, dropping the players trying to fight back towards the waterfall. Numbers dwindling for Sentinels. It's up to John Cutie and Zelsis.
They're taking all these fights.
There's that lockdown. There's some free space towards the back. There's no util to throw here for Leviathan. There's the deniability delays here with the snake bite.
แบบสองไอ้เฮีย
Both of them pinned towards the back of the side. There's that first swing. Second shot coming through. No, John Cutie!
What?
Down the wall, John Cutie! Saves the round for Sentinels.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema.
Holy John QT does it again. The clutch in B for a pivotal round. And this.
Oh my God.
So many ults used here to not secure this round would have meant the game, but the pressure doesn't matter to John Cutie.
You want it? I want it. I want it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do you
want it? I want
They
it.
said, let's go. Sentinels want it. Fans, let's see if they got it. It's going to be ultimate coming up
Holy.
for John Cutie if they can source some orbs. And they've pushed a little bit of a lower armor buy here to Leviathan, but
That's
with
insane.
this rubble control, Sen's taking it slow.
They do want to take it slow. They know the economy's somewhat broken here for Leviathan.
ใจมาแล้วปะ
3 chances for the defensive side, so they will go for the force buy round. Only the Sheriff of King.
You can see that LEV, they're feeling, they do not rotate this much so far in the past few rounds, but already you have Calm going back and forth to the site. Now they're rotating Mazzino back out, back to a 1-2-2, trying to play reactive against Sentinels right now because they know Sentinels could bring this to 12. Prowler out, great information on pillars, seeing at least a few there.
Yeah.
Coming in.
And because of that, you're see Calm and also Mazzino grouping up here towards Baby Door.
เอาหน่อยเอาหน่อยเอาหน่อย
Open door, trying to create a diversion on the other end. Both players on the A side from Sentinels now getting ready to break that door. Boombot now to clear it up. There's that first blood.
John
Hit by the paranoia. Turns around and reload. John Cutie got caught there. Couldn't reload fast enough, and Calm gets the pick. On to get information. It's not cleared once again. Such a tight space, but he finds so much room. Now Zelsis is trying to save the round for Sentinels. A 2 versus 3. Zelsis swinging out here. Icebox with the backstab. King gets that pick.
10s?
It's all up to 10s.
It's
One
just
smoke. Shrouded step, jump spot from Icebox. There's that first headshot. The time.
Yeah! Sentence!
Another one coming through for
My
Sentinels.
king!
Is that even real?
Oh my God!
The pressure is just making them
Holy!
Sentinels have
Sentinels!
everything they have in these
Yeah.
clutch rounds. John Cutie stepping up.
Enemy remaining.
10s.
Ah!
Remaining.
Ah!
Absolutely godlike.
god damn bro เฮ้ยอันนั้นให้ลองมาราคาไม่แรงเลยครับพี่โอ้ไม่ค่อยดีเลยครับไม่ถูกราคาไม่แรงคือเท่าไหร่ไม่แรง
12 to 10
แชท YouTube ใครดูอยู่ก็ฝากกดไลค์กดซับด้วยนะใครมาใหม่นะผมสัก100 ไลค์ไปเรามี530 คนเนี่ยสัก100 นึงมาช่วยกันนะครับผมมันช่วยในการเปิดการมองเห็นนะฝากเลยครับฝากเลยนะเดมเพื่อคนละไม้คนละมือแค่กดไลค์พอกดไลค์พอกดไลค์กดซับนะใครมาใหม่ก็ยินดีต้อนรับนะครับผมฝากอันนิดนึงกดให้2 ที 3 ทีไปเดบิวต์ซีซั่นสวัสดีครับพี่ใช่คนไทยป่ะครับผมพูดขนาดนี้ไม่น่าใช่มั้งใช่ครับเป็นคนอินเดียที่เกิดที่ไทยครับมาคนนี้เพิ่งเคยมาดูแอดพาร์ตยิ่งพังจังอะปกติครับคนชินได้แล้วกูอะเริ่มปกติเลยคือไม่มีกดไม่กดแต่ว่า YouTube มันต้องกดไง YouTube คือแบบว่าถ้ายิ่งไลค์เยอะมันจะยิ่งเปิดการมองเห็นแบบว่าของไลฟ์สตรีมโอ้น่า
The shots are off. Info on 2 players. John Cutie wasn't
expecting
the third. There's a paranoia that's going to hit at least one of them. Zelsis stays alive, and that's going to slow things down at least on that side. Chance for Leviathan to creep in from and also from the spawn. That's King and Tex. John Cutie has a pit available if needed, but he's playing down. Tex has fallen.
ทำดีๆไอ้เหี้ย
Sort of planning for them. They're trying to pick up the Vandal.
นัดเดียว
Allow Tex to upgrade. King now alone. Running forward, running across, jump spotting and spotting King. Yeah, he'll get that shot.
Yeah.
Spike will go off no matter what, though. An
Yeah,
expensive round for Sentinels, though, as they move into round number 24.
That's the question. Where is the money going to be? 3,400, 5,300 could be a buy around 10s there after he gets a smoke in. You can see the credits they have. Sassy at 55 and the first shots here to drop some of the weapons. The Molly follow-up here from Sentinels was beautiful for delay. 3 Mollies, as well as the KJ, the 2 Viper. And they just wait out the round with King inside. Goes a little ham, has some fun in sight, knowing that round's over, getting himself an alt point 1 away from lockdown no matter what now. So smart moves all around. Sentinels have done everything they can to get these rounds, even with Leviathan poking in there. 16, 17, 20. Sentinels have found this so beneficial. Once they grab that control, it hasn't really been the ability to look more than send one on the A focus. So it's been BC for Sentinels, even if the round starts at A. Let's see if they hit it again. Once John Cutie gets the sight, you can expect the ultimate here. So I think we've seen that at B mostly. Maybe they hit B again as a late one through door. But it is up to LEV here. They've had so many chances to close this out. And Sentinels are going to push them to OT if they can't do anything about round 24.
It almost looks at the beginning of the round here when they head to Nightfall versus the pit that they are. We're going to finish. Said Leviathan are going to play a little bit things a little bit more cautiously. Calm getting ready to throw here this haunt to get information outside the A side. But for Sentinels off this timeout.
มีสิทธิ์วาโลจะทำทีมชาติไปยังไม่ได้ข่าวรู้เรื่องอะไรด้านนี้เลยนะแต่ว่าอยากเห็นอยู่เหมือนกัน
They'll wait it out.
Both the orb and the wall thrown. So
ตื่นมาเจอสตรีมที่อันแรก
that much easier.
ชีวิตก็สดใสเลยดีอย่างนี้เนาะ
Pressure isn't anywhere.
วันนี้คือวันสดใสละ
want it to be. Well, that's a move up. You see the orb picked up. They're going to continue to press forward. Remember, it's the ultimate for Zelsis here as well.
and friends actually, dude.
And they initiate on A.
King's there, hit by the paranoia, manages to fall back on time. Seas could not catch him. John Cutie watching the staircase. Lockdown available as the orb got picked up. Nightfall being thrown onto defense. Second trying to clear it up against information on 3. A lot of them are hit by the Nightfall.
Yeah!
Dual kills out with the Vandal. Lockdown in the front. Text trying to push forward. Denied by Sasi. It's up to Icebox and Mazzino. 2 versus 4. Pick comes out. And a plant also comes in.
They tried to skirt under the lockdown.
Gonna be tough here, but Mazzino, he's able to at least get one. Trade it back, at least with some pop shots on Sentinels, but Mazzino's still alive. Looking to walk back in, has a Paranoia, 1 HP, TP's across on the Paranoia, but just got hit by the edge of the down swarm. Icebox now has to come
ไอ้ยี่
huge.
นี่ดาวกูลงหลอกกูถามค่าดีแหละ
Sin decaying down, Spike being launched.
Dominic!
We are playing the extra innings.
Sentinels bring us to OT on a 9-3 first half.
เล่นสงกรานต์หน่อยไหมครับลุงไม่เล่นเลยครับ
Clutching, and it's
ขี้เกียจ
required many of them. This is hard earned.
God damn
And
that's the
Leviathan
king bro
has slipped a little. Not able to close it out. 3 rounds to make it happen, but Sentinels find a way through each time now, and everybody's starting to come.
เอาแล้ว
This is the Sentinels you know as the number
Overtime.
1 team in the world right now, able to come back from anything, and that's really a question right now. Is we have not seen Sentinels went down 5-0, 6-0 to start a
แอด
match.
พาอะไรมาแอดนี่
It looks rough, but they still
Bye,
have
bye,
some of those
bye.
solutions to make it work and bring us to OT. We are in. No operators around, and the C-Mount fight continues.
Zekin trying to get across, avoids the Prowler. 2 inside the smoke, there's a trade-off for 2 for 1. And inside the smoke, evens it out. Leviathan falling back. Turret and Tex was still watching for that push towards B. They'll see nothing yet pivot towards the A site where Zelsis is set up here with the full cooking utility on the A site.
ไอ้วินโมเมนตัมคือวินจอนอ่ะจริงซีซั่น วินจอนเก็บไป4 ตัว
Looking for Prowler, C's here. Do not have the ability to watch back now unless it's an alarm bot. They're just out of range as they start making their way forward. Baby door could be broken, but it looks like John Cutie's not going to make that sound. They'll be rotating somewhere else. But they're playing it safe so they can all get here for the retake.
Bomb grenade out.
ล็อกไว้
Behind the Prowler.
สวยแล้ว
Free plant now for Calm.
Spike planted.
Sentinels split across and looking to regroup towards the spawn. John Kuhn and Saucy, lots of util in their hands as well. And they have deniability with the nanoswarms. Potential lineups here as Texas playing all the way back towards Rubble.
มีอะไรบ้างมีวอล
Going to be the first point of
แต่วอล
contact.
อยู่ลึกมาก
There.
อุ้ยเจอหนึ่ง
Where are
Well, they see one.
They know what Texas is playing, and they know he could potentially be playing those lineups, so they have to move forward. There's the alarm bot.
เจอตัวเดียวเจอตัวเดียว
Tries to get the backstab contact. It works out, catching John Cutie off guard. Now the nightball comes out, and Tex gets the pick. And Leviathan, they finally find something and are back in the lead on that point.
Really cute calm there at the end to kind of strafe back and forth, give him a hard time to get that off-angle trade back in. And yeah, Leviathan with the attack. Slowly playing it towards that right side, able to find the shots until plant. Now, I thought they might be playing a little far out of sight, but they were ready for the retake. And the C-Mound has just been an absolute war zone for these teams, trying to vary the way that they're getting the turrets working under, around the
ปากกันนิดนึง
one-ways.
นะครับผม ใครมาใหม่ก็ยินดีต้อนรับกด follow กด sub กันด้วยนะบน
Somewhat of a
YouTube บน
gentleman's
Twitch
agreement to say, all right,
สวัสดีครับ
we're starting at C again. Let's
Twitch กด
go.
follow
And they
YouTube กด
will take
subscribe
this
นะครับผม
fight.
จัดไป
Time out for Leviathan here.
โล
They
ทู
take the round
40,000
and they take some time.
Subscriber กับ
Discussing how
60,000
this
follower
one
บน
might
Twitch
go. They have. It's been an A pressure to start.
ชนะมาแพ้น้อย
King to that right side. I believe
เดี๋
they
ยวเจอ
did
พวก
have
กู
a pistol or a bonus round. And
โรตี
then
สวัสดี
a
ค
few
รั
rounds
บ
later, doing a very nice job of varying up the way they're trying to
เปิด
play.
เกม
this.
มาตึงเลยตอนแรกไม่ตึงเลย ตอนแรกโดนนำไป
14
9-1กับมาสแตง
Another
คิด
30
ดู
bomb for this man.
Of course.
Absolutely killing it out there.
Toe-to-toe, blow for blow, and yeah, after this timeout you're talking about, will we try to lurk again or maybe just fight out towards the C-Mound? Instead, the barriers are still up here, all of Sentinels concentrated on this B-side take.
เอา B เหรอ แต่มันไม่เล่น
They
G
try
เลย
to
นะเว้ย
contact this time, will they?
มาสแต็ก B3
Able to swing a little bit wider here against Aspas, who also seems to have a good read, rather, into the Sentinels contact play.
Pillars for Sentinels. Their B protocols, strong take, but this is the strong site.
It's a jump spot. There's
Nice.
both ends.
Not nice.
Calm is able to drop Saucy and also the spike just to slow down that push out from Sentinels.
Spike knowledge means no one on the map moves. You just see him backing up in sight a little bit more to play it safe. Anchor points being held by 2 on C now. Heaven overside by Mazzino as Sentinels look to restructure. They could get a lot of info.
Oh, the top of the dome.
Okay. One more.
And King has to fight back. Another 1-for-1. Pain shells are trying to push him away. And as mentioned, both of these teams not afraid to fight.
Oh my gosh.
2v2, second one away from an ult. Tex rotating over towards the C site with Mazzino. Sentinels will still take their time to walking up.
They have Alt Orb. Still there, did not get picked up. This is going to be showstopper.
And you don't want to
ไม่
actually
ให้
give your
จอ
position
น
away.
เก็บเอากับ
Take it,
แผ
do
น
they
ดิ
plan for it?
Got to move
They
for a
plan
plan
for it
instead. You
easy.
have to play the
แล้ว
contact.
ให้จอนเก็บเอา second แผนเมียนตี yeah
Also being
seconds
meticulous, clearing towards the back of the site, watching drop, seeing that util. And there's that showstopper now ready on the
Oh
opponent's plan.
my gosh. Where do they put it? What's the safest spot?
Oh,
You can
no,
get your
no
blast
need,
packs out. Yeah. So Sentinels is going to let them walk into sight, even to get that first touch on Spike. And Zekin may just ult and hold it.
Yeah.
With John Cutie watching the angle, then they'll burst out.
You got an orb, you got snake bites on top of that.
Oh,
Showstopper's got
oh,
a
you have
one.
two satchels,
The hardest
bro.
thing to delay. Just to
You have
actually
two
even take out the
satchels.
smoke
Yep.
away here from Mazzino, who does have a second one though. Door is about to open.
Ow!
Satchel towards the air and make
Just
sure that
kidding.
nobody's there. Snake bite coming in as the door opens. So that's one of them wasted towards the back doorway. A pinch attempted to be moved forward. Mazzino runs through the door. John Cutie traces
Oh,
right
John.
back though.
John again.
Tap on that spike. There's not enough time.
จอน
And
จ
John
อน
Cutie plays in time, plays the
absolute
win,
cinema
and keeps it. At a tie game.
Oh my gosh.
oh my god
The
ไม่คือไอ้ second โยนนะเมื่อกี้ไม่ดูหลัง
Overtime.
And Leviathan are forced into another overtime here. Let's switch it up one more time. The opening kills. And then the fight at C again. Can't forget about that. Oh my gosh. This play.
แม่ง
You
ทิ้ง
saw
หลัง
how much
เลย
second
เย้
wanted to kind of fire and draw attention, but also knew he couldn't give coverage to John at that
เย้
moment.
ขึ้นลงไปคริปโต
John
เลย
with
สั
a
ตว์
very fast play and then times it out. Sea Mountain control is on.
And 3 players this time, 1 TP on the top. That was 10, sorry, to start.
Yeah.
Just to see if there was going to be more pressure from Leviathan out that area. Stalemate, players rotating back, leaning up and scaling towards the A side. There will be utility that's going to stuff them out. Alarm bot spotted and I'll play just outside of it here for Leviathan.
This is the equivalent of sitting in front of the Cypher trap, waiting for somebody to peek. They're ready
แล้วปื
for
นทอง
Zen
มี
even
ดทอง
to do a jump peek
ไอ้สัตว์
as they are that far up.
ยิงพวกกูเป็นหมาเลยไอ้เหี้ยเนี่ย
I
ผม
don't
ชิบ
know
หาย
if Celsius heard anything in A just yet. He's still kind of moving back and forth like he wants to get some knowledge or even pop the door to be a little scary. But man, there's about to be a party on that side of the map, and Sentinels only have the 2.
And the call from Sentinels after that info is to rotate towards C. So all of Leviathan looking to group up, and they're just storming as a group with the alarm bot. Zelz is forced to fall back. Satchel comes across, and he's out in the open in a 1 and done. Hit by the pain shells, hit by a snake bite, and also gets dropped. Now John Cutie has to hold alone. Gets hit by the C's,
Seconds left.
and also gets dispatched here by Icebox.
So much
Oh, you gotta
util
be
coming in, they
shitting me,
can't
bro.
decide what to shoot at or where to shoot.
Icebox also moving forward. Zekin made too much noise. Showstopper ready. Misses, does some damage
Little
on the
bit.
Zazi though, but he's
he
pinned.
wants the
Really
ace
nothing that Sentinels could really do outside of this paranoia. And a flawless round for Leviathan, rather. And both of these teams, Sentinels and Leviathan, continue to have some good results on their attack sides.
It's all about being back on attack right now. And so we question
อันนี้รู้อ่ะที่พี่ไม่เล่นสงกรารเป็นเพราะเหตุผลทางศาสนาไม่ใช่ครับไม่เกี่ยวครับพี่แค่ขี้เกียจเล่นครับ มันดูเหนื่อยเกินครับพี่เล่นทุกปีแล้วอะไปเที่ยวงานเฟสไปกินไปเที่ยวร้านเหล้าอะไรทุกอย่างตอนนี้พอเหนื่อยแล้ว
It just seems like such a hot spot for where LEV's protocol is, that right outside tree area, right side plant.
มันโหดเกินไปว่ะ
They're feeling it right now. They know
ไอ้เหี้ย
their way on these
จากการที่โรงเรียนเหรอ
but it's the question of the defensive
จาก
side.
โรงเรียน
What is gonna make it
ไอ้ยี่นี่ลั่นอยู่คนไอ้ยี่นี่แบบแอดอยู่คนเดียวแอดปาร์ตเป็นคนยิง
Organize what that might be.
จริงรถติดคน
Because it has
ร้อน
been
ก็
a
ร้อน
rinse
คน
and
ก็เยอะ
repeat almost of every
เหนื่อย
round to see who can do the most
พี่จ๊ะ
damage
ศาสนาอะไร
at C
ศา
as
สนา
they
ซิก
punch
ครับผ
each
ม
other right in the face,
จ๊ะ
back
ว่าไง
and
จ๊ะ
forth, and then work the rest of
เป็
the
นซิก
map.
เป็นซิกไม่ได้เป็นมุสลิม
The late A plays We haven't really seen the B focus, as that has kind of been
คุย
rebuttal
ไม่ตื่นเลย
immediately every time someone tries to get there unless you're entering with an ultimate. So it is a really big question. What's going to work that's not this C push and then a default around the map?
Placing alarm bot.
We'll see.
ไม่ก็
They'll
ไป
have an answer
33
for us
ตั
right
ว
now.
ไอ้
It's
สั
about
ต
to
ว์
come out of the
พ่อ
timeout.
มึง
Round
เห็นกูก็ไป
28
33
Lev back on match point, but this just seems to favor the attacker's aggression. All right, a little bit of a C play here. Doesn't look like they'll fight it as much. It's not Zekin over at C.
Should I buy
Just
old
gonna
driver? No, I think
smoke it out.
it's
Maybe
mid
get a hunt through to
เฉยๆ
detect
อะ
what is pushed.
Bring them down.
Little prowler status.
จันนนเข้าใจผิดบ่อยไหมตลอด
Ken's doing a little bit of a
Tolong
signal play there from TPing
แต่
backwards.
จันก็ชิวตอบได้ไม่มีปัญหา
Although you're getting good information here, Calm just threw out the prowler. Got contact in the front. Door now gets opened up.
กินหมูได้ไหมกินได้
Paranoia being thrown here by Mazzino. Still, Spas is going to rotate across though. The
ไปวัดหน้า
support
บี
Calm.
แล้วแบบวัดหน้าบีเพื่อฆ่าเฮียแอสปาร์สก่อนอะ
Bomb buddy out.
ฆ่าได้ก็ชนะฆ่าไม่ได้ก็แตกแค่นั้นแหละไอ้เฮีย
Instantly gets shot down, trying to get a wall bang. It's a stalemate once again. Sentinels are pulling back.
Big aim.
River Spectre ไหม River Spectre ก็ดี
right now. That
ทำไมเมื่อวานจริงมาแข่งได้ล่ะครับไม่ติดทหารล่ะครับจริงๆคือน้องเขาติดแต่น้องเขาเป็นตัวสุขภาพแล้วมีโรคประจำตัวก็เลยหลุดพ้นมาได้ครับ
It's a bit of a read with that rubble push for Lev.
They have the perfect read, right? Because of that rubble push.
Lion
the first piece of
Lion
util, nobody's really engaged back on that side. Too late to rotate towards A. So we're going to have close range battles now. A beautiful TP by Mazzino. Tenzin comes in. Last pass trying to fight back towards the waterfall. Answers back with one. But C site is now open for Sentinels to
ใช้
play.
คำว่าหลุดพ้น
Util, there are mollies there? No, just the Viper's bites
คน
coming
อินเดีย
out.
เขาไม่กินวัวหรอจัดมันแล้วแต่ศาสนา
King already moved inside though. There's that second snake bite. Door also being
มันแล้ว
opened.
แต่
Spotted and stopped by John
ใครที่
Judy.
เชื่อม
King
เจ้า
is
แม่
now
คนอิม
alone. Up against 10s on a 1v1 at least to start. Manages to find safety, find some cover, spoke up as well and play with his teammate. There's that contact towards the front. John Judy.
เฮียทรงนี้ดูยาวไอ้สัตว์ทรงนี้ยาวอ่ะ
They knock the crown off a king. Another round coming in here onto
เฮ้ย
round
มีคนบ้าอะไรเงี้ย
as we get Leviathan back on attack.
กระดูกสันหลังเคลื่อนไม่รู้ว่าเขาไม่ได้บอกเป็นอะไรจริง
Absolutely wild. All the information that Leviathan had on the right side. Sentinels mid-round calling right now, and how they're forced to attack some of these sites is really, really incredible because it's not putting the pressure on them that Lev is expecting. All right, back in. Even the coaches are ready to see two in their favor here. This is
ไม่ได้เจ็บ
getting
หลังใช่ไหมครับ
wild.
ถาม
A
ให้
little techie
เทค
pause.
คอร์สหน่อย
Little
สัตว์
techie pause coming in. A little break for everybody. Breather. Take in everything that's been happening. Let's remember what it took Sentinels to get here, right?
เป็นจะเป็นลูกครึ่งเหรอครับถ้าเป็นลูกครึ่งลูกครึ่งแล้วเป็นจะเป็นคน
Some
อินเดียกับที่ไทยครับผม
rounds, absolute clutch
First
rounds
kick
that were
pause
bringing
in a while,
Sentinels
man.
back into this game. Usually, those are rounds Sentinels is still just taking away from their
แอส
opponent.
ปา
with
ที่
their
วาง
3
งัว
or
แล้วกู
4
ง่วงไหว
round
จริง
rounds
ไอ้สัตว์เอ้ย
This is
มึง
really
ชิบ
one
หา
of
ย
the first ones where we saw Sentinels struggle a bit, and then they
ใคร
became
มาใหม่
Sentinels
ฝาก
a
ก
little
ดไล
bit.
ค์กด
That
ซับกัน
second
ด้วยนะ
half just
YouTube ยินดีต้อนรับนะ
absolutely
ครับ
shutting down all of Lev's plans
อ๋อเมาส์แบต
and
หมด
being
เหรอ
able to come out on top with the mid-round
อ๋อ
calls.
เมาส์ไม่ขยับ
As you saw here, we had a little bit of a mouse issue and a
Yeah.
sound issue, and this is in the hands of the IGL here of Leviathan. This is
King,
King
yeah.
trying to figure it out. Or maybe Bay, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
who's
true.
playing today.
True.
But yes, to
Still
go
a lot of risk.
เข้าเกมใหม่เลยเหรอ
Indeed. But at least to go back to that storyline, right? Talking about how Sentinels, yes, we're seeing them turn it around here
เฮ้ย
on that second half.
มันยังไม่พิมพ์อะไรเลยมันเข้าได้แล้ว
Number one team that
หรือ
we
ว่า
currently have here in Valorant Worldwide. But Leviathan, when we started now the kickoff going into the split of the VCTs, going into the stage one.
เพราะมันจะ
On
พูด
paper,
ภาษาอะไร
they look
พูด
like
ไทยอัง
one of
กฤษ
the top teams
แล้วก็
moving in,
ฮิ
right?
นดี
Because
ครับผ
on
ม
paper they have an
ได้สามอย่าง
international all-star roster. And you're definitely
เพราะ
starting
แม่
to
แต่
see
ก็
those
เกิดไทย
come slowly
Yeah.
into
แต่ก็
pieces.
เกิด
It
ไท
took
ย
some time. It took a bit of novelty to test out, but when you're going back into
กูเพิ่งมา
what's more
G2 ตบ
comfortable
ร้อย
for
ที
these
ยับได้ไหม
players,
ร้อยที
you
ตบไป
also
ดิ
see the synergy, something that was missing from last week. And Calm being
Yeah,
the
but you
fight
could say
merchant,
Apple had
seeing
game,
that
yeah.
roll away
Tapi
here from
bang, bang.
Zelsis, and his interview during kickoff was like, hey, I just want to make sure that I'm able
จะ
to
เป็นยังไง
support
ถ้า
Apple
ทั้ง
as
คู่
much
เท
as
ค
I
ไอ้
could.
มี
He's definitely doing that, right? Even they lost that
ไทม์
previous
เอาพร้อม
round.
กันเหรอ
The C's actually caught 3 players
ก็
as
ไทม์
well.
เอาต่อ
So
เนื่อง
Util is good, the trade is good, but the fights are better on
อ่า
both
ไทยอ่ะ
sides.
จะชอบ
And
กินอะไร
the
ที่เป็น
Nets
เส้น
mentioned
กิน
that
ได้หมดเลย
Calm did
ผัดไทย
not
ก๋วย
feel
เตี๋ยว
like he was starting the
ราด
season
หน้า
like he wanted to. It felt a little bit like the
ผัดซีอิ๊ว
start on EG where there was not a groove. Seemed like he was
อะไร
able
ที่
to
เป็นเส้น
focus
น่ะ
on
จะ
that
ชอบ
and
กิน
shake
หมด
it
เลย
off here for the first game of the week.
Bring them
ที่เราโซนแปซิฟิกใครยิงน่ากลัวสุดเหรอ
And where else will they go?
ยิงน่ากลัวเหรอเจนจี
I have the spike.
Still, C mound. It's like there's gold under that sand that
แล้ว
everybody
ใครเป็น
has to
คนสอน
guard.
จะพูดดีที่บ้านเลย
Now the B
พ่อ
push.
แม่เลย
Not too many here in
ก็สอน
overtime,
ตั้งแต่
if
เด็ก
any, that
แล้ว
we've
ก็สอน
seen.
ไท
But
ย
this
แล้วก็
was
สอน
a
อังกฤษ
round where
ตาได้เรียนโรงเรียนไทย
was able to clutch.
อังกฤษ
They
เรียน
have
เอ
come
ง
away with
ดีสอน
wins here.
ที่บ้านส
Looks
อน
like they have metal detectors too because they realized that nobody was fighting towards the C side anymore. Perfect road.
วันนี้กรีดครับตัวหมูกรีดตอน
Cannot get a plant
Yeah.
yet.
6 โมงมั้ง
All of Leviathan are still holding inside.
ก๋วยเตี๋ยวต้มยำเรือหรือก๋วยเตี๋ยวแห้งต้มยำก๋วยเตี๋ยวต้มยำแห้ง the best bro
Again, a tie game here in round number 29, and that's
หมออ่อยด้วยเหรอ
of the
แปลก
series. And Sentinels are just trying to find the right
ๆบู
timing.
ติ้งเต็มเลยจริงเนี่ยคนใช้บูติ้งกันรัวๆเลย
From tens to come through this door. It's been almost every
แล้วพี่กิน
time.
เห็ดไหมกิน
He might actually choose sight. If he makes it to switch, it usually goes through door.
คือจะเรียนศิลปากรใช่ไหมครับไม่ใช่ครับจะเรียนมหิดลครับผม
members to be seeing here, and they don't even know.
สวย
One hits the first. There's the haunt for a counter. Players are stuck towards the back. Now he
สวย
gets the backstep on King, runs out of bullets. Second is still there though. Then
กลับได้แล้วไอ้เหี้ย
get it done.
Leviathan with the slip there to have 3 MB main and not know that that paranoia has come through almost every time.
เช้านี้กินอะไรเดี๋ยวนะกินซีเรียลอ่ะ
Rinse
กู
and
ขี้เกียจ
repeat. This is
สั่งอะไร
why they
มา
run these protocols.
ลูกพี่วิ่งไห่อะไม่สน
Same
ลูกใคร
thing
แล้ว
there, it works this time again. Sentinels get that
โคล่า
win at
65
B.
คืออะไรวะวิชวันวะ
Being
โคล่า
able to
65
retake it, very nice.
ไม่เคยได้ยิน
Now they're on to attack. We see one of
สาร
the
ยา
wins
เล่น
coming
น้ำยัง
from
ครับ
the
เหมือนมีคุณหมอ
defensive
เริ่ม
side,
เล่นแล้วนะ
bucking the trend here of overtimes.
จะไม่ได้อยู่มอดิไม่ได้อยู่สารยา
Where do they go
หมายถึง
for
ว่า
this round?
ปิดเทอมอ่ะ
Look
ก็
at
อยู่
me.
บ้าน
Just shooting everything. Now second over there, fragging out, doing what he
ของ
can.
ดีเหรอ
That was the thing. Nobody was looking at tens, right? He had perfect util the sneak.
ผมเพิ่งตื่นพี่นอนเนี่ยครับพี่นอนไปแล้วครับน้องชายนอนไปนิดนึงแล้ว
For sure.
Thankfully, there's less bullets. About 10
That's why I do not
all
put
the kills non-stop. But back in the server.
โอเคจังหวะนี้เลยเว้ยถือโอกาสเราแล้ว
Beautiful retake,
Hey, hey.
allow them to
That's
close
happened.
out the
Man, now
first round.
Now
Zelsis
it's
sees the aggression coming out from front B.
หายละ
Trying to fight back against both players, Calm and Aspas, in tandem once again, and in tandem falling back. Sentinels pushing out towards the A side as there's 2 players out on the defensive there. But Tens just got caught coming out of his shrouded step. But John Cutie stuck behind. He's at the staircase.
The
He
fuck
hears a
was that,
rotate.
bro?
This is an opportunity to break baby door and move towards B for a plant, and they'll do so.
Slowly moving
ตั้ง
through.
ปี
A
4แล้วครับ
little bit
ปี
of a
4แล้ว
lurk on stairs right now by John Cutie could
เพิ่งขึ้นปี4
separate
เลย
this entire
มาผมอยู่หลัง
squad
ไป
of
โดน
red,
เงิน
whether
กิบ
it's
เลยอ่ะ
one or
ซึ่งมีคนบอก
two.
ซอยตั้ง
Still
10เขาเล่นกันแล้วนะ
gonna snuff them out. Oh, this is everybody quiet.
โอ้
That's 2 kills for him, and second is there.
let's go
Versus 2, second
what
is
the
Saucy.
fuck
Spike planted. No delays as Zelsis has fallen. Paranoia being thrown out on the defense. Aspas trying to fight against second. Superstar against superstar. Now deciding to push back and defend his teammate.
น่า
Defusing the spike. There's that lead on the first, the look back on the other. Seconds with the sprays, but cannot get it done. Aspas getting these kills. Aspas also getting a kill record for the BCT Americas. And we're once again going into more innings.
Absolutely wild. Are we really? Oh my gosh. This play right here, we thought it was going to be the Kingpin. Everything gets torn apart here, but that's not the case. There's still a bit of life left on this retake. Oh.
พี่จาถ้ามีมอไซค์มาสู่มาซ่อมอู่ผมแน่ๆอยู่หลังมอได้นะครับจัดไป
Oh my god. Here we go. We
That's
are
fast
back
bursting
in.
bro
It doesn't matter. 2 rounds now taken from that defensive side. We're back to a bit of our C mound fight, but still, Lev's a little more
ไอ้เหี้ย
patient on it this
40 ตัว
time.
มึงบ้าเปล่า
The Sentinels look to gain
มึงจะเอา
that
40
ground.
ตัว
This
เลยเหรอวะ
root push on A, though, is gaining some serious ground without being seen just yet. Oh, they're making noise right away,
ใช่
actually.
ใช่บัสแอสบัสเล่น
Zelsis
ภาษา
looking
เกา
to
หลี
fight
ครับ
with the Odin.
Going
Now
better.
Storm to delay. Berman no kills.
ยิงแม่งเลย
Now for Leviathan. Backpedaling once again towards the spawn in. Again, same type of strat, leaving King.
Yeah.
Just lurking around now.
The Sentinels just taking up the same defensive position everywhere. Tens is already pushed out here. A little bit of info.
ญี่ปุ่นเหรอ
Get out
ไม่ใช่
safely.
เอ้า
Drop back.
ญี่ปุ่นเหรอไม่ใช่เกาหลี
teleport
อ่ะ
into C.
อ๋อมาแบด
Lev
มาแบด
is
มาแบด
Paranoia through door here. Second should be able to just peek out as the smoke pops and see one to know they're coming. Doesn't even look actually, just goes for the nade delay.
Pre-fired shots, and now the plant is not for long B. Leviathan choosing
โพ
to
ส
fight
แพลน
inside
คืออะไรครับ
the
โพส
site,
แพลน
choosing
ก็
to
คือ
fight towards the
เมื่อเรา
spawn.
วางบอมเสร็จแล้วเรา
Versus, and they're just
วอยโคตร what is
Two versus
happening
two.
bro
John Cutie has a pit to work with after their trip kill. He understands there's
ใคร
still
ทัก
that
มา
work from
เคลี
King.
ยร์มาเลยแป๊บนึง
So it comes down to the smoke on smoke. Tens versus Mazzino. Spotted, forced to fall back, hit by the paranoia, hit by the snake bite, and also killed.
จอห์นอัพ
Up to
no
King with that timing
no
in the back. The backstab there to a 1v1.
By
Snake
King.
bite. Tens trying to find the timing. King staying tucked in. King getting the headshot. And a Red Bull clutch. Leviathan are back at that point.
You can't ask for more from King right now. Going into the overtime games that they had the last time on Icebox, it was so tough for King to find a frag, for him to
โอ้
get past
39ตัว
those moments. But here
39
coming
ตัว
up
ไอ้
huge,
เหี้ย
nothing stopping the LEV squad on that defense as they push right through. Okay, John Cutie for a moment.
อ๋อโอ้ my
So
god
many multi-kills coming from this guy
absolute
right now.
cinema
That
ไอ้
kid can
เหี้ย
frag, but it was all up to King right here. Dang. King feeling good about the last one as his team brought it around. And they cycled these rounds together. Now Lev's on defense.
แป๊บนึงแป๊บนึง
Sentinels wants to move
เดี๋ยว
quick.
ตอบให้ทำเอาคืออะไรตอนนี้มันจริงจังแล้วตอนเนี้ย
Now still up around that smoke.
Oh, no.
Deniability. There's
Nice.
delay
Okay.
here with the snake bites towards the A side, but Zeki he made it through. He has a chance now to play towards the staircase, but look at this
โพส
push.
แลน
Oh,
ก็
this is
คือ
gonna be
เล่น
bad.
เวลา
The
เล่นระ
flash
เบิด
thinks
ครับ
he
ผม
has the timing.
คือเราไม่เน้นฆ่าเราวางบอมเสร็จใช่ไหม
Here's the footsteps.
สวยดิเฮีย
Easily done.
ทีนี้วะเราวางบอมเสร็จแล้วเราเล่นนอกไซด์ครับ เราเล่นแบบพวกไลน์ไลน์อัพเรายื้อเวลาอะไรอย่างเงี้ย ให้บอมมันระเบิดครับผม สวย
It looks like we're getting another round here. This is going to be an easy plan. It's all up to Mazzino. And I think they're going to quiet him down quite soon.
Leslie comes up huge, but with this plan and a nightfall at the ready, and even the alarm bot. Yep.
All eyes on
ถ้าที่นี่คัดได้
Can't
นะ
stay quiet anymore. He's gonna stay quiet though as he gets hit by the
กูยอมเลย
pain shells now, more delays, and you definitely know here at this point. With no util
ไม่
coming
มี
through,
บิงโกครับ
TP's
ไม่มี
across,
ไม่ได้
getting
ทำ
sprayed, gets picked
แต่
off.
ทำของ A8 ให้ทำของ Pacific ให้วันนี้
We might be in for a long series, but I'm here for it.
Switching sides.
โอที3แมปไอ้สัตว์คือดูยันไป3เลยดิ
For us, boss, this is getting insane right now. These trades. Again, timing. Orb goes down. That's when you're finding it. I mean, we just saw the knife come out in that situation when Saucy took down 2, so you can see what kind of advantage they have on calling this timing, calling the rotation. Sen's macro is on point to collect some of these rounds. We go again.
You mentioned there.
เพิ่งเล่นวาโลอ่ะคือเขายื้อกันขนาดนี้เลยเหรออันนี้คือแข่งครับแข่งห้ามกดเสมอครับผม
35 before.
มันไม่แข่งเนาะแข่งก็ต้องเล่นให้สุดครับ
One single map here.
แต่ถ้าเป็นเลนก็กดเสมอได้
The more rounds we go, the more it's going to be difficult to actually beat this record. But Leviathan in round number 33, a bit of util being used towards the C set again. It's almost like a broken record, but it's a favorite song that we have on repeat.
Yeah. This is one of the most quiet rounds of the entirety of OTs that we have. The contact play to A has been happening, but no show C, no show B here to start. Your first acknowledgement is going to be that door opening, and 3 stack that site for Sentinels.
แข่งกันไม่มีกฎครับไม่มีกฎยอมแพ้
Break that door.
สวย
There's gonna be delays here with the Nanoswarm. Saucy able to score first though towards that A side. Another spray towards the staircase to drop calm. That's less util to help Icebox, so he's gonna have to do it alone. Walking inside the B side.
ก็โอทีเรื่อยๆจนกว่าหาคนชนะได้แค่นั้นเลย
Prowler being thrown on a defense, doesn't spot any opposition close here towards the A site. Now Sentinels will have to choose to play the retake as the plant now comes in.
Really nice bit of macro there by Lev, playing that baby door, playing text to push the site.
โอ้ยเทนเอาหน่อยดิลูกพี่เอาหน่อยเร็ว
A bunch of damage.
All perfect line here to flash
Look,
towards
he's
the
on
B
out.
site. Yeah, they're waiting for the timing on it. King though continues to push and lurk. Drops Zelsis on a rotation. There's that ping, there's that paranoia. It's gonna hit 2 of them. Texto playing the off angle up towards heaven. And with these kills, Leviathan again answer.
How does it go that they have such a good read on each other every round?
40 ตัว
Oh my gosh, it just feels like a team should run away with it, but our OT reset, the swap of the side, is giving teams enough life each time. Saucy with the sauce there through the smoke and the push up.
Oh my
That's the second
God.
time we've seen Lev do that in this OT. Last time they were actually in the defender's spawn. This time they're just pushing heaven. They are meeting Sentinels at the front door.
บ้า
When
อะไร
they retake
เหี้
the
ย
site. but it's now Sentinels to try and push LEV off defensive positioning.
And that's a great call because Sentinels are known with these protocols for the retakes. You're not giving them a chance to set up. But when it comes down to fighting, Sentinels are also very good at that since we're seeing such a back and forth battle here on the attack half of both of these teams. In this overtime, round number 34, this time Sentinels, they want to change a little bit here. A re-hit back towards the C site. Ten's looking to paranoid off the contact, and that is going to push Menzio back inside the C site.
Feels like forever since we've been at C.
This shows that Lotus needs rebalance.
So a bit more util here for both teams to be able to make a retake or a site take
Actually
happen.
not, because
Checking all the corners, and they push out without cross map control.
it
Actually just activating and pulling down
even
the
though it
Viper
started
gas
off with
so they may have a bit
9
back as John Cutie presents with the team
9-1
towards that side of the map.
yeah, it will
here.
for sure favor attack
they're gonna
favors
fully take on
attack
this
side
and
because
walk
it's
it back
three-sided, right?
Thing is, they can't really read line. They're not really retaking from every
So for sure they can fake one, and they can go B or C,
Text with full util. King again.
Here's the audio.
and they can have a lurker on one side.
Snake bite to slow down. 20 seconds left. You know they're hitting
But
the
then
site.
that's how you gotta counter the comp.
They break the noise
Like
and
having a
actually break the
sentinel,
door to
like
move
goes
towards the
right.
B site. Another
Which
pivot
holds
here with
both B
13
and
seconds
A.
left, but there's no util to stop them for the plant. Room to breathe now for Sentinels.
Every three-sided map is like always
Really
it always
nice job
favors
with the
attack
second
side,
lurk there, controlling the audio in the middle of the map. Lockdown comes in.
which sucks, but that's the beauty
This
of
is
it,
going
I
to be
guess.
tough for
At the
Leviathan
same
to
time.
get it just off to the side. It is not
yeah.
going to work.
They'll have to keep them back. And the paranoia was used already earlier on in the round, so they have nothing here once they reopen the door. A TP inside the site. Tens is trying to find information. Hit here. At least sees the C's in the front. There's that first swing out. Tens trying to get one. Will be able to do so.
Nah.
Fights towards the
Nah.
back lines. Players are falling
John.
down. John Cutie and Celsius once again. 2 versus 3. Tap on that spike. Where's the lineup? He gets picked. And now it's halfway though with the defuse. Well, he's sticking.
Wait! What?
Sentinel, stay alive!
Oh my god!
Incredible rounds right now.
Switching sides.
Sentinels
Overtime.
staving off the death of the first map there from Leviathan as they threw everything they had at defusing the spike, but there were just too many mollies. We saw it before from John Cutie and Zelsis. They have a plan for the B post plant, whether or not they can get far outside. Incredible last moment plays here to keep us going.
Line up,
Round
huh? Line up,
35
line up.
on the board. Look at that. The duality of man. Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Instantly in this round.
Yeah.
Alarm bot now spotted in front of C.
Oh,
On our
not
side
lucky
here
we
inside
have.
the game.
That's a perfect lineup.
Not ready to slow down the pace are both Sentinels and Leviathan. Pressure continuing for both of these teams for both all the fans currently
And
watching
also,
so
even
far
though
as
it's
Leviathan
three-sided,
look to hit
you
towards
see like the
C site.
entry point, it's
4
like a
players
choke
grouped
point.
together, one late lurk
Small.
on the A
Like
side,
with
which
C,
is
there's
Tens.
only one entry.
And that's the game plan.
With A,
Keeping
there's
them
2,
towards
but
C.
with B is only
So
one.
Tens has to
So
play. A great spot here from
it's
Rubble.
like a trade-off, I guess.
Do they insert? I thought they were going to leave King for a moment, but he actually plays a bit of a safer spot here, and they're going to
นอนนะพี่นอนไปแล้วนิดนึงครับ
hard hit here.
พี่เรียน
Hey,
สา
they're
ขา
gonna
อะไร
try to get a
พี่
good
เรียนสา
fake
ขา
in.
เทคโนโลยี
A
สร้างสร
frag
รค์
may bring the spike over, but right now this is just going to be a bit of a ruse from Leviathan.
It's a double pump.
They are backing up though.
So you realize that Rubble is open now. They're all grouping up.
Yeah, they're going to take it.
30 seconds left. You can work the map.
พี่ว่ายน้ำเป็นไหมเป็น
Still
ครับ
go towards A side or break that baby door towards B. And if you're
เพื่อ
looking
ให้
at it here,
50 ตัว
Tens is going to be
30
alone
seconds
on the
left.
A side, so he has to come up huge if Leviathan chooses to fight that area. Door gets broken, second stays back. Paranoid are trying to slow down as much as he could. 20 seconds left. The Satchel's moving inside. Tens trying to do as much as he can towards the back of the site. Now the first contact. Here's that first kill. Boom bot in, instantly traded out. 12 seconds left in Icebox. A nuisance at this spot here at the top of A Heaven. Has support from King at the drop.
Placing swarm grenade.
But Sentinels are doing a little bit of Leviathan here. 3 players grouped up towards the staircase as they lose Zelsis in the process of the
Bro,
rotate.
who is he, dude?
Smokes are being thrown.
Who the
push
fuck
to
is
engagement
he?
second with the first blood. The off angle coming out from Leviathan. These picks are coming through. Showstopper out for Icebox. John Cutie stays alive for a bit.
Oh my
But
god
now you can
นี่เป็นส
definitely
ตรี
see
มเมอร์
here,
ทารอนครับผม
going to be difficult for John Cutie to get inside the site and to try to get the defuse. Wall after wall, smoke after smoke. And as it comes down, Aspas gets another one for his troubles. And we continue on.
Switching sides. Match point.
Oh my god what is happening ใครแพ้แมตช์นี้นะกูบอกใจเสีย
Such a timid early round OT now for each one. Both teams are playing to win, but also to not lose, which pulls you back into sight, making the rounds even more tense because it looks like the site is open, but the defending team is playing more to retake and not lose a member, so they have full util. It is becoming such a different game right now for these takes, these holds. We're hardly seeing this C-mound pressure anymore because of the safety that's required in these rounds because they're coming down to the wire. 4-1 to start off round 36 here for Sentinels on attack. To bring themselves back in for another OT.
They're trying to do the same thing. Zelsis is the one that picks it up. John Cutie, though, is going to get hurt. They just heard him jump spot.
Chill out.
Snake bite on the ground, and he pushes Leviathan back. Pain shell, snake bite. He avoids all of it. And that will now engage Sentinels towards the seaside. And as he rotates across, gets picked up by Aspas. There's still util to delay. Second! Swap second from the air.
Oh,
his teammate has fallen down. Buying some time as much as he can. Comes on the rotate. Wins another fight against Sasi. Util now being thrown. Both from Tens and Celsius trying to keep things alive. Nanosword trying to push him back towards the pillar. But they have a 2 versus 4 now. All of them grouped up, back towards the spawn. The wall bang, to fall. This might be it. Showstopper out. Aspas does not connect. Celsius trying to stay alive. Swarmed in by Leviathan. It took a while, but Leviathan will win Lotus.
And now Sentinels find themselves defeated recently on Sunset. Leviathan having not played since last year. Bring out that W. 36 rounds in.
Yeah. กับแอดบาร์ดิกับแอดบาร์เลยสักไอ้พวกเหี้ยมันมีแอดบาร์
Bloods on the game. And
YouTube ใครมาใหม่ฝากกดไลค์กดซับกันด้วยนะผมสัก200ไลค์ป่ะจะ200ไลค์กันแล้วนะเพื่อไม่พลาดอะไรแบบนี้แล้วมันจะช่วยกันในการเปิดการมองเห็นนะช่วยกันนิดนึงนะผมเป็นกำลังใจในการมาสตรีมต่อฝากกันกดไลค์กดซับกันด้วยนะผมโลทู40,000 ซับ
The record was 42 so yeah maybe not 33
บาร์ดีแอดบาร์ไอ้เหี้ย
and Leviathan finally get it
we still have Icebox next man
เดี๋ยวมีแมปต่อไปแมปต่อไปIceboxเว้ย
Can we skip a commercial here I don't think so
แมปต่อไปIcebox
Let's do it let's throw the break and when we come back Icebox is next
อยากชนะต้องตีมือแอดบาร์อ่ะจริงว่าแต่แมปต่อไปIceboxจะไหวปะวะคนแล้ว4 ครั้ง 5 ครั้งไปครับช่วยกันนิดนึงคนละไม้คนละมือเพื่อเปิดการมองเห็นนะขอวิธียิงแบบแอปปาร์ทีครับโอ้ไอ้ที่เกิดมาเป็นดิฟวะดิดูดิฟเลยสักโอเคแชท
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
โอเคปะอย่าลืมกินข้าวเช้ากันด้วยแล้วเดี๋ยวจัดมาแป๊บนึงปะไปเอาข้าวเช้ากันมาหน่อยเร็ว
Look what I've just made.
เดี๋ยวมา
The perfect pearl.
Not too bad, but check this out.
พี่นอนเลยพี่นอนไปแป๊บนึงแล้ว
True Venus
นี่ส่วน
glam.
ใครจะอยากคุยกันก็YouTube คุยกับทวิตหน่อยทวิตคุยกับ YouTube ป่ะเดี๋ยวมีต่ออีกประมาณ10 นาทีแข่งต่อครับย้ำกันหน่อยนี่ใช้มาแล้วเป็นใช้ชีวิตอยากตีกันไหมฝากเป็นเพื่อนกันไหมกาแฟสักแก้วไหมครับคิดดูเหมือนกันครับ
Bang opens up the side, but Delsis is there. He's Já não quer dar isso, é só
Now, I'm here with Coach Ghost. Now, it seemed like you all were going to wrap this up early on, but Sentinels managed to push it to OT. So I'm kind of curious, how did you all regain that focus to ultimately win?
Well, I think it has been kind of our story that we're being very dominant, but then we're kind of losing our game plan. So I think it's been our focus to try to just like focus on what we're doing, don't get carried away by the game, and just like focus on what's making us win and just like execute it perfectly. So that's kind of like what we have been doing and what made us like close the game.
Honestly, I can't wait to see the execution and focus in map 2. Good luck.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, you feel good about that one. That was in the words of Jim Ross, that was a slobber knocker, a barn burner, if you will. That was just utter insanity, top to bottom. Why I don't want to start with you because I reference wrestling. That was just. Leviathan certainly let that one slip, and there's one that they definitely have to feel like a sigh of relief, but it should not have gone to that point given where they were in that match.
I mean, if they lost that one as well, my disposition here would be much more frustrated because it was just like, really, guys, are we doing this again? I mean, after what happened last week on Ascent with Icebox dropping 34, whatever that was, King of 30. But thank God they brought this one over the finish line. They had such a hot start against a SEN that just looked really cold. They were losing all of the first engagements, having to save so many of the early rounds to allow them to get out to this huge lead. And then once the sides swapped, and SEN were kind of coming back into the game, like please, don't do this again. And I mean, they didn't, so, it's all right. I'm not going to freak out.
I mean, so many individual highlight moments here, but Shazam, there definitely was one individual in particular that popped off. 47 kills. They put MVP there. I feel like that's insulting. That was nuts, man.
Yeah, it was insane. I mean, Osmos, I might think he's like the best player in the world right now.
Yeah.
I just never see him not have an insane match, and that performance, it seemed like he tried to do everything he could to close that match out. And,
we decided to dedicate our analyst desk area to the face of Ospas. This is now the Church of Ospas.
It's only fitting.
Like, it truly is.
Shaz, like if you're in a game, if you're in a match, you're playing against Lev, and he's doing that, what do you do? What is the response?
Honestly, like when you're playing against a player that's popping off, you're not really like focused on it still. You're kind of just sticking to your game plan. And it's not when you look back to the match and think like, dang, like this guy actually farmed us. It's after the match that the realization comes in. But during the match, you're like kind of just tuned in on like what you guys are doing. And yeah, afterwards they're gonna realize like, wow, Aspas actually just farmed us.
Crazy stuff. By the way, you can see right there, he breaks the record, 47 kills in a single map. That is a record. So when we were like tallying the record, it started off with Americas. We were like, oh, okay, cool, he's gonna break the record in Americas. That's nice. And then it was like, oh, actually, he's gonna break the record for international. Oh no, he just broke the whole damn record.
There are no records left to break.
There's nothing left, man.
And again, praise be that they won that map.
They still could have lost
because otherwise. We almost like witnessed Aspas becoming a streamer.
This is what it took.
Because that would have been tragic.
I mean, you
just crumble, right? And we were talking about Levitan and their celebration afterwards. I'm sure more of that was like a sigh of relief.
King was literally bowing to him.
We didn't throw that game. We almost did.
He's not gonna
we
leave.
Tried. Holy smokes,
King was bowing to the man. That's how wild it was. All right, well, let's go ahead and hear from Coach Kaplan. Hear what he has to say.
Joining right now, we have Coach Kaplan. Amazing performance. I know you all didn't win, but I'm kind of curious, what are you all going to do on map 2 to kind of turn things around?
Yeah, we just got to look at why did we lose that map. Number one, we just didn't care for a half, and that's not okay. So we basically played without a half. And then number two, I think Lotus is catching up to us a bit. We were a bit readable, especially on defense. Need to mix things up for the future. So looking at Icebox, number one, we're already awake. We're not going to make that mistake again in a half. And two, we really worked on it this week. We're going to show some different stuff. And basically just, hey, the reasons we lost that aren't going to be reasons we lose this game. They're just not in the picture for Icebox. Back.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait to see. Good luck.
Much, man.
Yep.
You always know that Sentinels are going to be drilled and prepared no matter the map here. And we're going to be going over to Icebox. And, Shazam, I've commentated a few of your games that went on a super long time before. Now you got, a situation where this team is going to be, both teams are going to be quite gassed. So this is going to be fascinating how this Icebox plays out. But do you still have faith in the SEN pickup here, the SEN 2-1
Yeah, it's definitely still possible. Obviously, Aspas is going to be a big factor here, too.
ดีนะไม่มีใครเปิดกันไม่งั้นผมจะใช้ YouTube Official วันเราแลนมาแล้วอุ้ยอันนั้นไม่ไหวจริง
Gotta take some time to reset.
กินอะไรไม่น่าเหมือนอาหารหมาเลย
Make sure people remember things. Their minds probably just
คาร์ลอนพรุ่งนี้ครับพรุ่งนี้
those crazy rounds.
Yeah.
It was also interesting to hear Kaplan say like we just played without a half. We apparently they just
วันนี้พี่ดา
didn't care
เล่น
about
ที่
the
ดีค
first
รับ
half. They were lethargic. They were whatever. And I think a lot of those mental mistakes really showed themselves. But you're right now that you've gone through a literal marathon. How long is that game? An hour and a half?
It was an hour and a half.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
There are movies that are that long.
Yeah, true. Bad movies, but yeah.
Yeah, bad movies. Good point. You have to reset, right?
Yeah.
You have to like reground yourself. You've got to be able to get past some of that stuff. And I will say, I think there is a lot to be said about the story that Sentinels have had this year up until this point. It's been all about they play a lot of games, they play a lot of rounds, they play a lot of maps, and maybe that's the difference maker here, or maybe Aspas is all over him again. I don't know.
Gitas everywhere. Well, there you can see the lock in there for Sentinels to see though. Overall, I think Wyatt. I mean, this is an opportunity here for Leviathan to do something that no one gave them time of day to do. 2-0 against the Madrid champs.
Kaplan sounded confident as hell in the interview. Like that struck me. And I remember there was late in that game, Zelsis was really hyping the guys up. Like they want this mentally. They're so in it. I still trust them to do this one.
Let's find out if we're going to get a third map. Leviathan close it out with a 2-0. Let's send it back over to Riv and Vansili.
จะนอนไปแล้วนอนไป5
Thank you, Golden Boy. Indeed, Kaplan did sound very confident going into this map number 2. And also, when you look at Leviathan's side, though, it seems as though Aspas woke up and said, today, I'm going to play Jet on Icebox and not Reyna and see how that's going to pan out against Sentinels.
Yeah, I'm excited. A lot of times you can make kind of playground. Now they play with a little more verticality. Leviathan may be able to really stretch that against the way they're playing Sentinels here. Because Sentinels retake, the way they play this map, how organized it is, we'll set up when it happens. It is terrifying. You got blinds going high. You got blinds hitting the ceiling sometimes with the gecko. Yeah, they are throwing them to break your crosshair for multiple
มา
rounds.
เริ่มแล้ว
Goes across the
อย่าลืม
board.
แทงอย่าลืม
He's
ก
got
ด
to get
โพ
some big peeks out here. It's just gonna be a quick cascade up. A lot of mid control by Sentinels as they want map control right away.
And it's a 3-2 split to start things off on the attack for Leviathan. John Cutie was pushing down, actually with a triple push down mid to stop that split.
ไอ้โซเล่นน่ะไม่เล่นได้แต่มีคนเล่นผมไม่ปากเลย
First contact was second towards that
แบบนี้
green
เลย
side
เป็นทาง
dashed
เลือกครับ
away, and then is waiting for his teammates to move in together with him to retake the site.
แบบแรกผมพลาดมันไม่มันมาก
down, two players greeting him from the snowman.
ใครพลาดแบบแรก
Goes
แนะ
with another
นำดู
cascade
ย้อนหลัง
drop
จริ
from
ง
above, still gets one before he falls. But it's up to King and Calm, made that only Calm. Long range with the left classic.
Easy bro
Turret, wingman, shot dart. Looking for the
ส
right
วย
clicks. Not gonna
แบบนี้พวก
happen.
กูกินนิ่ม
Celsius
แค่นั้นแหละ
has his own word with his own classic, and Sentinels win the pistol.
Oh. Yeah, just looking at the way these retakes are happening, to kind of go over the comms here as we watch this replay. Looking at what Sentinels has to approach the site with is multiple flashes wherever they want to use them. And for Sentinels' side, imagine feeling the fact and comfort that you don't have to deal with any flashes from Leviathan. Everything you throw is going to be breaking their crosshair, and really the only thing that you're going to get back is a drone and a dart that you have to break to deny vision through the harbor
ตื่นไม่ทัน
wall
แบ
and
บ
the
แรก
viper
โอ้ย
wall.
คุณแม่ดูแบบนี้
So
ก่อนแล้วค่อยกลับมาดูย้อนหลัง
Sentinels is just going to pour that flash utility onto LEV each time.
ศาสนาจัดเขา
See
ห้าม
what
ตัด
they
ผ
have
ม
for
เราใช่ค
defense.
รับ
It's up to LEV to break those defensive lines.
ไอ้ปั๊มมัน
Spike
จะ
down
เหนื่อยยัง
for the
ไม่รู้
second
มัน
one
น่า
as
จะ
they
ล้านะ
just
เว้ย
do a little walking around to gain info. And that's a good shot to start them off. Not a gun they can
น่าจะล้า
grab,
อยู่นะ
but a good start nonetheless.
And Zekin answering back with the Guardian as his teammate fell down.
ระบบ
Throwing to
ลีก
Dizzy
นี้
for
คือ
info.
10 ทีมจะอยู่ตลอดไปเหรอ
He
4
took
ปีครับ
down
10
some
ทีม
heavy
แรกอยู่
firepower
4 ปี
with Ospas
ส่วน
falling.
ไอทีม
Combo
ที่ 11
able
อยู่
to
2 ปี
salvage
ครั
that
บ
sheriff, and they'll work together now. This whole time on this A side, Texas waiting with this turret to see if there's any aggression
ถ้า
coming
กด
out
ติด
from
ตาม
Sentinels.
ต้องกดกี่ครั้ง
Nothing
ครับ
there.
2 หรือเปล่า
They
กด
cross
3ไหมครับน้อง
freely.
ชาย
I mean, they cross even,
จำไม่เป็น
not
บิน
using
ท
any
บาท
type
เหรอ
of util on that side, just gambling it for Leviathan, and thankfully nobody was watching that cross.
เขาต้องใส่ส
They
บง
have a
นะ
chance to walk together now towards the A site.
เอาเทนนอกเอาเจแจนลง ไม่เหลือดิ
Slowly moving
ทีมที่
in.
มีกูอะไม่เหลือดิ
Good contact play, actually, not even giving up any of this dart info so they can use it for when Sentinels wants to crush back in. And now we'll see Sentinels goes for a protocol retake. They usually leave 10s towards screen, and 3 will walk up towards the ramp so they can get a high entry back into the site here.
Tom gets a lot of information from his position. Here's the footsteps on the rotate, trying to find the angle with the sheriff. There's that first shot. A lucky sheriff so far to get a third kill in the round. With the first kill being Ospas with that sheriff. Now John Cutie's alone. Chance for Leviathan to get an eco. As he swings out the crossfire setup, King gets the backstab, and a Thrifty comes out from Leviathan.
Lev, a big first one, a big actually kill by Ospas there. The Gecko is one of the biggest factors for the retake on Sentinel's take. The Dizzy going up over the backside kind of blinds everything towards that back site. The antennas can knife towards pipes, and they have all the info. That kill by Ospas actually really affected the retake protocol on the side of Sentinels.
And they continue what they were doing here on Lotus, pushing forward towards the screens, up tower behind Dice. Not getting a chance here for Sentinels to set up with those flood retakes. But again,
พี่จะกลับมาตัวเปียกไม่ดีแถวบ้านผมแทบออกไปไหนไม่ได้จำไม่ออกจากบ้านเลย
this round
ไม่
only
เล่นสงกรานต์
have
เลย
10s
ไม่อยากตัว
with
เปีย
the
ก
sheriff. They did
ไม่ออก
try
ไป
to
ไหน
go
เลยค
for
รับ
some aggression, some information down towards middle to start things off.
ใช่
Low
ก็ครบสัญ
position,
ญา
so they
4 ปีแล้วก็
gambled
รี
for a
เช็คใหม่
stack
ว่า
towards
ถ้า
the A site.
คนเก็บไว้อยู่หรือ
Turret
ไม่
being
คน
the
เก็บ
first point of contact. Wall following up to decay, and hopefully they'll get some pop shots.
เรา
for some
เนอร์เป็น
trades.
คนเกาหลีที่เกิดที่อเมริกาครับ
Due diligence out from Leviathan, though. Owl drone clearing out the way. High tide
ลีก
also
มีทั้งหมดกี่
pushes
ทีมมี 11 ครับ
Sentinels back, so it's only Zelda's alone in the site. There's that Dizzy, there's the protocol. The shots at least not too bad. A wall bang to drop the spike. And there's that real delay. Ospas pushing forward. They're looking for a 3-2-1 swing. And great job here from Ospas to isolate those pushes.
อุ้ยหน้าใบสัตว์เดี๋ยวลูกพี่กู
Kong was there for the support at least for Ospas, but not ready for that shot from Tens.
Absolutely on point.
พี่ตากินอะไรพี่ตากิน
Audio shot, really.
โกโก้คันครับ
As they play cat and mouse on either side of this wall, just waiting to beat each other.
ถ้าเรียนจบแล้วจะทำอะไรปีนึงก็คงยังสตรีมอยู่ครับสตรีมแล้วทำ YouTube แล้วดูวันลุงไหม
keep
แบบ full
Lev in
time
range,
อันนี้ยังไม่ full
but they're
time
just looking to go down to the spike on this one.
Yeah.
So another one by Lev, expected round. They keep 3 alive on this with an A play as they force the back of the site, and we get a little bit of an idea on how powerful these flashes actually are when SEN can combine them together. It's like, I will shoot you before you come in.
แล้วแมวที่ในห้องแห่
And
ง
all
เดียวผม
backside
มา
too. Back left were all those frags on Sentinels. So let's see how Lev sets up.
ทำไม
Coming
เห็น
into
ไม่ค่อย
this
ใช้
round.
เมาส์มีสายกัน
Reckoning
ครับ
for Mazzino to throw out.
เดี๋ยวนี้เมาส์ไร้สายก็ดี
Yeah,
เท่า
nice.
เมาส์
It's a
มี
good
สายแล้วครับเรื่อง
identification
ความ
that Lev have to
ส่งสั
push
ญญาณ
forward. I think if Sentinels even get onto that rafter, boop, it becomes so much harder as they start pouring into the site. So Lev saying no, stay outside the site. Just getting through the first door is going to cost you a lot of your utility.
And you can see how brutal it is right now for
Full time
Sentinels to
ไม่มี
lose
เรือ
after
ไม้ไม่
defeat
มี full
against
time ก็ full
Leviathan,
time
right? They have to go
ได้
cash shield buys. If they lose this round here, they have to go back into an eco or a half
ข้าจะพูดสวัสดีครับ
Meanwhile, here on the other
เพิ่ง
end
ตื่
for
นยังไม่ได้นอน
Leviathan,
เพิ่
they
ง
can
ตื่น
start
เพิ่ง
adding a
ตื่น
little
ใน
bit
ตอน
more ults
เริ่ม
here behind this reckoning, forming plans, forming
Full time
orbs.
ก็ไม่ผิด
And this protocol that they currently have on how they hit towards the site. So far, they have an opportunity to have continuous free plants here towards A.
แต่ว่าพวกสตรีม24นี่เขาอึดขนาดไหนโอ้พี่ทำมาหลายรอบแล้ว
Pretty easy to boot. We're going to have the full
ทร
team
มาน
of SEN to get back on this
ท
one.
รมานชิบ
Reckoning
หาย
just after to prevent that, so delaying a little bit more time. Extra nice there.
ใช่ครับมีคนยังใช้สายอยู่
Going
แต่
to
น้อย
set
มาก
up
ครับ
3-2 split.
And Com's just ready for a recon dart too as they try to engage and enter for Sentinels, but there is that.
สวย
Nice
พี่เกม
flash coming in, second and
สวย
10, back in a sight. Tex is now alone. Nanoswarm to try to delay. He's up by putts. He's spotted by Sassy and Putt. And Wingman will get the assist for the defuse. And
เข้าง่ายมากส่วนใหญ่บอกกันในรีเทคเอาครับ
a very
โค
difficult
ใช้ยาก
round.
เลย
Should
ไอ้
they
บอก
lose this one
มุม
here,
มันเยอะ
they managed to come out with only one player losing their lives.
And what
มัน
the
มุม
Sentinels
โห
do
น้อย
that
มากครับ
retake
สุด
every
ท้าย
time
สมม
that's
ติเรา
at
กัน
A.
อีใช่ไหม
And the setup, if it
เรา
may
กัน
not
ตรง
change,
กล่อง
it
เนี้ย
might change
โดน
this
ไล่
time.
ที
They're usually keeping
เรากัน
Tens
เอล
and
โบ
Saucy
โดนไล่
together
ที
so they
สุด
can
ท้ายมันก็ไปจ
continuously
บที่การแบ่ง
delay
ไซ
with
ส์
initiator
ซึ่งการแบ่งไซส์
utility
อะถ้ากัน
and
สอ
then
งคนแล้วโดน
retake
ผมต้องสอง
with
ฝั่ง
initiator utility.
ก็แตะ
And they made it look
เลย
so easy here.
รีเทคเอาดีสุดครับ จัดตัดจังหวะแรกแล้วก็รีเทค
Yeah,
ตัดจังหวะ
nice
แรกแล้ว
retake.
รีเทค
We just slaughtered him. It's cool. Don't worry.
ทังกี้พลายสวัสดีครับไม่รู้เวลาเลยสบายดีไหม
A little bit of low armor on that as a few
พี่จะมีลู
members
กไหม
did
ไอ้
go
สัตว์กู
down,
เพิ่ง
but
21
yeah. They're much
ถ้ากู
more
จะมีลูก
comfortable
ก็หลัง
pushing up.
8 ปี9 ปี
Lev denying this orb control every time, but they haven't had to deal with pipes just yet. Good info from Ten's knife.
And
Qua
great
lô khá
deniability
bỏng
too
lắm
from
nhỉ?
hitting that knife because Com cannot get a
Đúng
ping
nhỉ?
with the Hunter's Fury combination. That's also going to slow down the pacing from Leviathan.
เนี่ยมารีเทคหมด
They
เลย
choose to fall back or re-hit the sign and seems to be the latter here as already the spikes moving
เพราะ
forward.
เล่นไซยาก
That's
ครับ
Mazzino,
ไซเล่น
the
ยาก
one
มากเล
carrying
ย
on his back. Cascade now blocking out the sights of Sentinels, seeing any crossover. And it's a plat for long so they could use the Hunter's Fury. That's why Com's staying all the way back now on the pulse plant. Last resort. This is difficult now because Sentinels cannot really flank across, so they have to start moving quick now in the site.
And not enough coverage on that wall. Aspas couldn't go forward, so they're forced to now wait for the retake. Com delay, kind of an up-the-gut Hunter's Fury to delay that entrance into the site, but doesn't stop Sen.
That's going to be difficult now because there's that double flash and everybody's getting picked off. There's some delays happening. Updraft, Aspas trying to fall back. They're getting denied for the diffuser halfway. Now Zekin has to stick it. More util coming through. Aspas trying to stay alive. Tex gets the pick.
What
The second one. John Cutie and Celso make that only the idea, but there's no time left. That's what they needed to do there for Sentinels to move a little bit more quickly. If not, they were greeted by all of that util to delay.
Yeah, and you see how far back the kills were. Yes, 2 went down in sight from Leviathan because you need a little bit of that insight delay. But then everybody backed up so far in maze by pipes. Very hard to get affected by any of the flashes Sentinels is using to retake at that distance. And they just post-plant it up.
Tex with the ice cold look.
Ice cold. Might be even frozen. 3.
I mean, it is.
เดี๋ยวพี่ชายโอเคสวัสดีครับ
It is indeed. Second with the ultimate up onto
ป่าน้อง
yellow.
ใจกินหมด
And
มัน
they
ดูแค่อยู่
do, Sentinel
ไม่เอา
starts
พลาด
to
เหมือนกัน
rotate into this default
จุดๆก็ไม่เอาพลาด
defense where everything on A
ตึง
is
สั่น
meant
หลี
to
อ่ะ
delay. A lot of safety from the defense at B. Zekin can get out. They can reset. It's up to Lev now. Just identify that this is the way that Sen wants to play, and it completely goes to a retake. So Leviathan's goal to getting a lot of rounds on Lotus was to dismantle a few members of SEN first, and look how safe they're playing. How easy it's to get a first blood here before you're even
แบบนี้
planting.
รีเทคที่ดีที่สุดคือต้องตัดตัวหนึ่งให้ได้ก่อน
Simple here for Sentinels.
ไม่ตัดสโมก
Default that they have on a 1-1-3. First contact will be Zekin on top of yellow, always taking this spot. Alarm about watching kitchen and mid so they could focus a lot of those defensive players out towards the A side. At that minute mark, we're hitting the mid-round point. You're seeing the pivot from the spike carry moving outside towards A.
ฟอร์มเลฟตอนเจอ C9 กับฟอร์มเลฟวันนี้
They're trying to fight back in a beautiful first blood to start things off on that mid lurk. So King falls. Cascade now. Engagement initiation out of Leviathan. A 1-for-1 as Aspas creates the space. Nice headshot there onto John Cutie. Back on the top of the A tower. Tens, Zekin and Zelsis looking to retake, and Zekin was still a little bit too far away, waiting for the confirmation of the spike getting planted. Mazzino trying to push forward a fight. You hear the null command coming out from Tens. Flashes, players are low, and players are falling down for Sentinels. And Zelsis is low HP.
Can he get out?
He will with the high tide up now.
Okay.
The round will come in for Leviathan as they have a nice anchor hold, a nice post plant. And once again, it's that forward position, and Aspas is the one, you mentioned it, playground for him, just running around that A site.
He really is. Adjusting too. The other round, in the mistake of the harbor wall, he actually made sure he could still get up by dashing forward past 410, up onto Nest, and then to 410 to play it. In this one as well, another stall out. That Leviathan was able to get a kill. The one kill on John Cutie there that we saw Aspas get denies the retake wall. They can't put, SEN can't put anything up to play against LEV, who is backed by pipes actually in that exact spot. But what a way to start off the round, and then not being able to convert the 5v4. Leviathan is just stealing away these rounds, and SEN starting with a first blood on. Blades up, dueling blade storms. If we get it, we saw Zekin on yellow last time, not able to activate it there. Actually gets a buy for someone else this round too. And actually they will pause it. A little call there before the round starts. The SEN wants the timeout. Drew and Kaplan can get a bit in their ear and figure out what's going on with the way they're retaking, because that was one of the retakes where they had everyone ready, but his LEV push forward still. The W key is on cruise control for them right now at some points, and SEN's not expecting it.
And the way that they're pushing here and scaling towards the A side for Leviathan. Cascade, push Tens away, they'll play the retake, and the retake really is not working out. For Sentinels when they're losing players in the process before they can actually even activate and engage now.
And that is an active Kaplan right now.
Which is potentially why we have such a late timeout call.
For sure.
Probably has figured something out here on the read of how Leviathan scaling up towards this A site. Maybe the play, because they have a much lower buy. You saw it just before we got into the timeout. The blade storm you mentioned earlier, but only a stinger for John Cutie. Half shields once again. Quality continue to be very, very low for Sentinels. It might be a play for them to maybe even disrespect. The walls are coming out from Leviathan too.
And B round was only attempted on pistol here by LEV. They continue to go towards the right side. The Thrifty within this second map really putting a wrench in what Sentinel's momentum could have been. And Leviathan are working off that very happily. Double flank watch here, actually. They have thrown the wall up on B just as a bit of distraction, keeping Zekin looking there from yellow.
And you still have pretty decent utility for Sentinels right now to delay towards the A side, because the pit was available for King. He was a way he could have moved up and to do that type of hit for Gale. And instead, King is moving back with Tex and trying to rework the map. Both of them moving up towards Tube. Sasi is the one waiting now as a turret on Boiler spots one player trying to cross over. Leviathan now regrouping. Another 5-player hit towards the A site.
Slow orb. Sentinels in the same mirrored positions as before. I should say the same positions rather. And they are ready with util.
จริงเจอซีนาแล้วทรงอย่างงอม
in a second, but it looks like he's playing safe knowing the wall's coming up.
The knife actually did delay, so no snake bites to be thrown towards screens. Tens gets the opener onto Calm, but again Aspas, he's the one
pushing.
Pushing towards his ball, dashes away after he lands a headshot and a third there onto Zelsis. He could go wherever he wants to go here.
that's an incredible round to watch, especially as Aspas comes around and takes down 10s, because that's 10 saying, okay, somebody wants 4-10, I've done that play, I know that play, but Aspas is already thinking ahead, still on that push. It was John Cutie last time, 10s this time. And it's just not being communicated that they are hitting A so fast. Second will pick one up. Stinger in hand, so looking to stay close and grab a gun at the end of this one as the spike kind of zooms back in, but I don't know if we'll have the distance to cover. It looks like they save and spawn.
Yeah.
He's going. He's waiting. All right. We'll see what they have on these replays.
I'm gonna send him to the graveyard. Good shit, bro.
ออกตีหรอกไอ้เหี้ยมันเด็กที่หลอกเด็กอะ
3K. 3K. If you keep digging, that hole's 18 feet deep.
แอร์ลั่นมากครับลั่นมาก
All right, we're into this one. 2-1-2 across the map, back to this default setup, but LEV still looking at A. They venture into mid last round to give SEN something else to think about, but again, orb control here. SEN can't farm, Leviathan take space up to pipes.
The small change, though, is that Sasi moved over towards the A side with Zekin, so maybe they do want to try to start fighting back with counter util. But he's leaning out, jiggling out towards the screens, just on spot, but Aspas forced to fall back. And that pivot and that change in terms of the positioning here might give Leviathan an idea that they might not have the Viper over there to help out with them on the defense for Sentinels. Aljon to try to clear out some space, but actually, Tens is still able to hold the top of the game tower because they didn't spawn. Leviathan are deciding to fall back, leaving a spike. They're going into a 2-1-2 default with a minute left, so expect a last-second late plant. Need some hero plays to come out here with the final seconds of the round.
It's messing with util, trying to get Sentinels dislodged from their current positions. And with that spike down, it's going to be another full W towards A here. LEV have done such a good job of rotating out the sites. Remember, still decently comfortable for Sentinels to leave them open, because the info would come from the back of the site anyways here as LEV hit. So this is almost normal coming in here. Just a little bit more time SEN has to rotate.
Took a minute, 10 seconds. Right now for Leviathan to finish where they started. Same type of util coming out for a plant. Planted now at Jenny and not towards the A tower for long-range position in a fight here from Belt. But the same thing happens. Reckoning was at the ready. Aspas on the top of the screens drops 10s. As that gets the timing for Sasi to push out, though, to get two of his own. Second now pushing forward. Calm now picked up by Sasi as they pin across. Texas solo. Nice round in the end. Zekin wins that fight. Wingman with another assist. The Sentinels, a much-needed third round, finally scores one.
Look how much farther forward everyone's playing now. Aspas only getting a few of those kill results in, and then the flashes that SEN have been trying to use all connect on the way back in, getting everybody to look a different way. Like you said, those windows just opening for the peaks here. Second pushes through.
And you definitely saw it there from how Aspas fell. There was some sort of protocol to actually have Mazzino try to watch towards heaven, but that last second, he was in there quick enough. They both pay with their lives and also lose the round in that process.
Right. We have been conditioned, even as watchers, to think it's going A again, but it's not. It's going to be B. And Sentinels look like they're actually reading this very quick. This is the first bit of wall and aggression they've really seen towards B since round one. The Spike's still going towards A though. Turret holds what would have been a push, and they have not seen SEN push, so while being careful about this, this is all safe space as the rotation comes back.
That's the thing, they have to be careful because at the beginning of the round, Tex got hit by a knife. So Leviathan, they have to re-clear, but they're actually re-clearing with contact. Com does not have the Aldron to work with, so they're just walking up. And for Sentinels, it seems like you only see one player anchoring towards the A side. It's Zelsis. Yes, the armor gets picked, but the idea is for him to stay back so that they can potentially once again do the lockdown plays that they're good for. She uses it right away. Oh, somehow dashed up, but it gets traded out. Mazzino is trying to run across towards the high tide to stop the lockdown. Will be able to do so and also kill John Cutie.
Mazzino stepping up. Absolutely should have been prevented by Sentinels on this round. All three members are back. He's just on a mission right now. 18 HP. He's going to stay in the fight. Give it all he can as the team goes for the post plant again.
How crazy is that? that they're able to run through high tides with no flashes on the attack for Leviathan, yet still getting these picks.
The positioning that they're gaining in the early part of the map, I think is one, obviously helping LEV, but SEN is suffering from how far they're playing outside sight. If you're going to have two people at your screens every time you're approaching again, you're not going to be able to do much. And that is exactly what LEV did. I mean, it was only Icebox last time, but he said, Mazzino, come on through. And finally gets that heaven control, finally gets a little more firepower in that situation. And the protocol SEN used to take the site back one round after the other against 100 Thieves is being stopped in its tracks before they get the flashes out from defensive side.
And going into this game too, Sentinels pretty much was one of the best teams tied up here with energy right now in the Americas in terms of retake, successful percentage wins here on those retakes for Sentinels, and it's being denied so far. And already a second timeout being called out by Coach Kaplan. They have to figure out something quickly here as they play the defense, and calling both timeouts right away, it seems that they might trust their attack at this point, so they have to salvage at least as much as they can in the last three.
All right, so it's map control at this point. Where does that map control come from if your retake isn't feeling comfortable? We think extremities. You think a little bit of mid control, knowing that they can't mess with alarm bot, but it seems LEV is playing like they did on Lotus, far back. You peek mid, you're probably going to get two LEV members. You peek B, they're probably waiting there as well, so it's hard for Sentinels to also peek. So many questions as Captain gets in their ear again to try and orchestrate a way for Sen's protocols to get back into action.
And as you were mentioning how they're playing so far back and waiting for their team to meet up here towards the spawn, maybe they just got to start adding some players on flanks too, right? Sometimes it's just Celsius watching that cross, and there's really only one or two players staying behind here for Leviathan.
Yeah.
So try to at least isolate those players playing the post plant. Long range for Leviathan. Pulls in from both extremities after.
It's been a very slow alt game.
Yes.
We have not seen rounds being swung here and there. The lockdowns are really making the most impact because they're the loudest and biggest on the screen, but just not really swaying the gameplay.
I think there's like, what, 2 ults that came out from Sentinel so far from that lockdown and a Blade Storm. Even on the other end, though, 2 Reckonings from Leviathan, 1 Hunter's Fury, but Blade Storm from Aspas, of course. But in the end, it's just some really nice fundamental protocol plays from Leviathan on capitalizing and closing in on these rounds on how they're just easily executing behind all these walls that are being thrown out by Mazzino.
Backstab? No. Turret for turret up here.
Window fight. Tex will get spotted by the turret if it continues to walk forward. This is okay here. John Kitty's just running around, and it's okay. He's trying to bait that out, right? He's walking back already. There is that plant coming through. Aspas somehow gets the pick onto Zekin towards that B site. He hears 3 players rotate out towards Kitchen, and he doesn't care about the turret. Swings before. They don't check it. He gets that first pick, and there's that fight against Celsius very soon. Who wins it? Mazzino now inside the site. 3 versus 3, and the other 2 players of Leviathan are playing long range. Inside the site has fallen. Now long range is Aspas. Hit by a fragment. Double swing after. Beautiful protocols there on that swing. Up to Calm. 1 shock dart available. There's that first pick. Shock darted after, but gets picked off right away by 10. He scores 3 in a round. It allows Sentinels to get the 4th. And despite that, the scoreline of 4-6, we're mentioning how Leviathan were doing so good on how they're playing their executions on the site, yet Sentinels are still able to get these 4 rounds.
Yeah, sneaking some rounds in when you're least expecting it, and it's the diffuses. That's why. Because they've gone on so long. LEV did take the site on those rounds and get to the post point. It kind of took a lot of the members of Sentinels to get it back. But now they start to get a bit of a flow, more economy under their belts, and this means they can start to make those moves, decisions where they might want to push up for one and fight for that orb. At this point, still 2 rounds down. Not as much, but with ultimates on board here, Null Command and that KO and Thrash for Gecko, you can make a lot more choices as you're getting back in.
It's actually crazy that 10 rounds were played, and 9 of them were diffuses and spikes going on, so we're definitely playing the long game now for both of these teams. First contact this time around, Zekin was trying not to allow Leviathan to get a plant. Couldn't get a pick, and now you have a chance to get a lockdown for Tex.
This should be a pretty clean round to set up. They're going to go ahead and actually block off towards spawn. So once they get these smokes down the Viper wall up, you're going to see the Sova dart go past after they get rid of this Thrash.
Sova's down. So that's calm with the spike. That's going to delay even more, allowing the fight to happen here. Sentinels trying to fight back all the way from the spawn. All the ults are down. System up against that pick there onto King. Plant finally coming down until Texas trying to fight back. Calm now solo after the plant, wondering where his teammates were. They all fell. And Sentinels end up having a clean fight on the B side despite the amount of util and ults that were being thrown at them from Leviathan.
What a return on that
one more.
Like you mentioned, getting the spike.
จะใช้คีย์บอร์ดอะไรครับจะใช้ Logitech TKL
strategy for a loop here. Then they're happy enough to see a few members trying to get that upper hand peak. Right there goes down. Tex falls, and they are just pinched. Sentinels. Kaplan confidence coming through here. Took 2 timeouts, but it looks like they could give us a 6-6 first half after suffering quite a bit in the middle of this first one.
You're right. Economy's low this time around for Leviathan. Yeah, they still have rifles, but 2 of them have small shields. Slight hope now for Sentinels to tie it up to a 6-6 in Leviathan.
พี่ชายไม่ลองวูตติ้งวูตติ้งมันแพงเกินนะ
Summer Cascade, though, blocking pipes to give Aspas position in that area. Maybe even a dash on top of the screens will get the lead after that back that was thrown by Tens.
Going back to A. Those 2 rounds maybe in their own head after the Kaplan timeout, but no, let's go back to A where it was working.
Defensive pin, a spray.
But it died.
At least for 1-1, thankfully. It was Saucy that fell and not John Cutie. So the pin is still up. Yet the plant still comes down on the A side for the A tower. As Leviathan are playing outside of the site now.
2 mollies, 2 shot darts, Hunter's Fury. This is all but secured here by LEV, right? That's the question.
I mean, with the Hunter's Fury,
you have to expect.
There's that tap, wall comes up. And then it contacts. Calm gets the kill. Tech spikes onto Zelsa's. John Cutie's alone. Stick on that spike again. Dropping down. Here's the shots. Trying to get the spray across, but should be all.
Yeah.
Now Spotty here running inside. Mazina closes the gap. Closes the round. And allows Leviathan to end the half.
LEV are playing with such momentum today. And while Sentinels are able to find those deflections in the things that are plaguing them, this is definitely a Sentinels that is not playing up to their level at this point. And Leviathan is taking advantage of that 100% as they should. Finding all the holes, the cracks, and being able to put Sen down 7-5 on that first half. But now, it's up to Sentinels.
Well, now let's throw it down to Golden Boys on the stage with a member of our audience.
Thank you so much, fellas. I'm joined by Sebastian, and the reason why I have Sebastian up here is because it's his birthday, y'all!
Happy birthday!
So I thought we'd do a really fun thing, and with the help of my friends, we'll go ahead and sing a little happy birthday for you, my friends. So here we go. His name is Sebastian. Make sure you get it right. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Look at him taking it all in. Happy birthday. Look at him taking it all in. The adoration. Happy birthday, dear Sebastian. Happy birthday.
ไอ้นี่มันอยู่คนเดียวไอ้นี่มันอยู่คนเดียวมันเดาไม่อยู่เหรอ
Free stuff. What do you want for your birthday? A Sentinels jersey. He wants a Sentinels jersey. Holy crap! I think that's very doable. We'll go ahead and make that happen for him. We got some free stuff.
You have that. That's yours.
We got some free stuff. You want to throw some stuff to the crowd? It's your birthday.
ใครดิ้งไลท์เหี้ย
There you go. You only get this if you come to VCT Americas, baby.
Damn.
All the way up. You love to see it. Come on, make some more noise. We got a great game going on.
Gotta love that baby. There you
เท่
go.
ว่ะ
All right, guys. Thank you all so much. Round of applause.
โอ้ยมาดูเหรอ
Give it up for
เก็บ
Sebastian.
เลยไอ้เหี้ยมาดูเลย
Send it back over to your casters.
มันมีเล่นเหี้ย
Yes.
มันปลาอะไรนี่มันปลา
Here's stuff.
ไอ้ที่มันไหวปะวะครับ
Singing the birthdays in the series so far. I mean, we're in for a treat. We had a great time. We have a great time so far here in the Riot
มัน
Games
แบบ
Arena.
พัชชี่
This is some of the things you might be missing out here if you're watching from home.
Yeah.
But at least you're not missing out on some good action now. Happy birthday, Sebastian. Let's move back in the game. 7-5 scoreline for Leviathan. Again, a lead so
ทำไมแพชชี่
far
ไม่สัมภาษณ์คน
in
นะ
this
เขาบอก
second
ว่า
half.
เบื่อแล้วแข่ง
Their map pick on Icebox looked really good here on the attack.
เป็นไงบ้างกัสแมปแรกมึงย้อนไปดูเลยโคตรมันมันเสียแล้ว
during that overtime. And they're moving
เออ
quick here
ไอ้
for
ยี่นักแข่งกำลังกันตึง
early control
ไอ้ยี่
around
ขึ้
the
นมา
east
แฮ
side.
ป
And still, that nice spots
อ้าว
Aspas.
กำลังคุยแผนนี่บอกไม่ได้ยินเลยสัก
Trying to go up for a frag. We'll see how this pistol round works out. Might have been wanting a happy birthday for a Sentinels win if Lev gets this pistol round.
อันนี้วิดีโอ
They
หรือ
push
สด
toward
ครับ
B. Sentinels
ไม่
are
เคยเป็น
going
วิ
to
ดีโอ
have
ครับ
power in numbers here with just a bit of a flank watch, a little bit of a lurk from Zelsis. It's going to be quite late.
ถ้าอยากดูวิ
I
ดีโอต้อง
wonder
ไป
if
ดู
they
บน
just head back
VK
here.
เอ้ย
They're
ไม่ใช่
still pretty
YouTube ครับ
far from
YouTube
being
นะครับ
pushed up as they're held back by this
youtube.com
one and three members of Lev just on
ก็
the
หวัง
other
จำไม่ได้
side.
เหมือนกัน
Yeah. Knowledge of two controllers here. Let's go to the other site where there
จัดได้นอน
aren't
เนี่ย
as
นอนไป
many
แล้วนิดนึง
walls.
กิ๊บนอนยัง
They'll just have to deal with the Viper placement from the
สาม
beginning
มื
of
อ
the
ลื่นๆ
round.
ไม่พี่ตาเกมนี้
This is
ลื่น
the
ๆ
difficult
3
part though, because the turret was watching mid the whole time, so really they're walking into the unknown back towards the A site. Contact, trade, fundies to try to move forward. Aspas is still there. Recon dart though, that's gonna give out their position.
รู้2ตัวแล้ว
Yet
อย่าง
they
ไร
don't really want to accelerate yet.
30 seconds left.
Ooh. You're going to hear Harbor running out.
With that drop though, Aspas is gonna get ready. Dash available, picks it up, down to 10 HP and falls down. Site is now open, unless there's some deniability here. Shark darts available for Calm. Gets the first one out, Sasi with the wingman plant, and we'll get it. 5 versus 5 here. Aspas is low on HP.
ด่าง่ายๆมันคือได้แต้มเพิ่มถ้าแบบว่าดูสตรีม
All of
บ่อย
them playing just
ๆแบบไม่
around
พลาด
that
อะไร
spike for Sentinels. As they want to play in front of those walls that are thrown by Messina.
โอเค โอ
There's
เค
the attempt of a retake for
W bro
denied by Sentinels so far.
flawless โอ้ไม่ flawless เป็นตัวตาย
Last to fall. Sentinels win the pistol.
Second just wrecking right now.
Sweetie.
Pushes towards spawn. Knows the team would be behind for the trades, but that's not necessary. Zekin and Aspas are about to duke it out. 14-8 to 14-10 across the top of your scoreboard. And it's about to be Jets online. Okay. I got your back through the smoke, don't worry. Just blind fire in the classic as Zent second on the front line, hitting all the shots.
กลับมาแล้วพี่น้อง
Vandal as well for Zealous' Bulldog. They're just
กูเพิ่ง
looking
เล่น
to
ไอบอล
make
ชนะเมื่อ
these
กี้แปลว่า
shots
เซนก็จะชนะแบบนี้
count.
จัดปะ
Expecting a bit of that early push from the side of Lev. Not wrong. The knife's going to slow Lev down though as they try to move up for that orb area.
Yeah.
ชุดลาว
Definitely
เซ
seems
ซี่
on
มี
that
ใคร
end
บ้าง
for
เซ
Leviathan.
ซี่
Because
ซา
they're
ดัก
playing with this composition, they could move in a
Aspas
little bit more freely to farm these orbs on the A side and all pivoting now.
Man's floating.
ใครวะ
Man's floating.
wait
He's playing Jet after all. There's the activation of the dash.
Left.
Trying to land some shots.
แล้วใครอีกคนหนึ่งวะ
No body damage, no
Tankada,
headshots.
Tankada.
He falls back. King is still there towards
หรือ
the
คอน
elbow.
ซีน
But
ตอนมัน
as
เล
I
ส
mentioned,
ปะ
that orb that was picked up, everybody then for Leviathan leaning towards his B side,
อันนี้
stacking
แบบ
on
เท่าไหร่
that
นี่แบบ
side.
2ครับแบบ
Sen have a perfect read in
Tankada,
the mid
let's call it
round
Tankada
to pivot back towards A.
Be able to go 4 forward, 5 forward maybe? Yeah, I don't know if they leave anybody behind here. Quick take into sight, pushed by Lev, and they'll have a little bit of
2 Tankada
timing, but
ซัสซี่
no.
แอสปาเลส
Zelsis is already getting ready to look for the flank. Yeah, that's a lot of feet. He's going to only look for a little bit more.
ผมใช้ลูกคิดลื่น
And
ปืนอะ
John Cutie's
แปล
going
ก
to hear all this
ใครคนหนึ่
ruckus
งซาดัก
going back
ซา
down
ดัก
mid right now and call that.
ซาบอ
Pipes, Boiler,
ซาดักซาดัก
and you see from Leviathan, all of
เตรียม
them
ตัวตายมาหมด
holding
เลย
that
เหี้ย
angle. Doesn't want to get sprayed, don't
No.
want to get spammed. This is going to be an attempt of a clean death, I guess, from Leviathan at this point.
ปิ
Where
ง
the spike's
4
going to go
8
off.
ถึง
Just 5
50 มี
on the
ส่วนใน
spike.
เกมมัน
You
ไม่
don't
หมาย
want
ค
to
วาม
give it
ว่า
to Sasi,
แบบ
right?
ส่งผล
So
ต่อเกมไม่หรอ
Sasi's already halfway, more than halfway, to be able to get the thrash early in the round.
Alrighty, so Sentinels, a little bit of trouble there to start off the first half. Second half feeling very good, and the macro they're using here to get around the Vietton is just leaving them in the dust. Just about every time. You might have one member at the site Sentinels is going to right now because of the way they're controlling the info, the macro on the map. Their macro, I should say, around the map.
ทุกอย่างเหมือนกันหมดแต่ต่างกั
Let's
น
see
ที่
what Lev's setup is going to be here as we get into round 15.
ก็
A little bit of Killjoy utility towards A. Still trying to leave Ospas towards B, so you can get somewhat of an early pick, dash away, and get
แต่ว่าต้อง
Ospas
ปิง
going.
น้อยแบบ10นะประมาณ10
See, Zekin and Ospas actually held to their 14 these last round. Let's see if they can get themselves into the action here. Tens is on a stinger as they're going for this bonus. but that's never really stopped them before. Good damage onto Com to start. And they pretty much put all their eggs in one basket here for A with the turret watching behind. Sen want this.
Nice shot by Zekin on the top of the Viper wall. Mazzino falls. So double flash to allow Sentinels to get a blind pick. And also a plant
ทำไมในไหนตายบอม5ตัวไม่ปืนไม่ลุ้นไปตัดปืนเขาเลยเหรอเผื่อได้อันนี้ไม่รู้ครับคือว่าถ้าเราไปลุ้นตัดปืนเขาก็ได้แต่ว่าที่สำคัญคือไม่อยากให้อีกฝั่งได้อันตีครับผมถ้าอีกฝั่งฆ่าเราได้เนี่ยเขาจะได้ลูกอันตีเนี่ยเห็นป่ะเอเนี่ยเป็นจุดๆตรงนี้เราฆ่าได้1คิวมันจะเพิ่ม1เราฆ่าได้1แล้วจะเพิ่ม1เขาก็ไม่อยากไปให้ครับผมเขากลัวโดนยิงแล้วก็ให้อันตีทีเลยไม่เอาดีกว่า
They get in effectively. A lot of times you'll see where Gecko and not Gecko, Saucy and Tens are throwing that flash goes right around this area in the back. Kind of lands just up towards top towards the site. We actually Killjoy Molly right there right now. And where the flashes land, it allows Gecko for the pickup.
แล้วก็ตังค์ด้วยมันได้เงินกันด้วย
Getting a few more in here, but the flashes in sight pretty much mean Lev have to play outside of it. It's that tough. And they have no flashes again to get back, to rebuttal. They don't even have an Omen paranoia, right? As you wouldn't, but very hard to play against that. And Sentinels, again, has to feel so good. Just imagine going into a site, knowing you can beat every angle, and the only thing you'll effectively see is that the just drop
เพราะว่าการที่เราวิ่งไปตายแต่ว่าเราคิวก็ได้อันตีหรือว่าเราตายเราก็ได้อันตีมันก็ใช่แต่ว่าเราเก็บออฟอะก็ได้หรือว่าเงินอะไรอย่างเงี้ยมันก็ต้องรุนหลายอันเหมือนดูการเงินด้วย
right? So it's actually pretty good what Sentinels has
อเมริกากับยุโรปแต่ว่าทีมไหนได้ไปมาเตอร์บ้าง
in the second map
อเมริกา
Leviathan though and
เสร็จแล้วหนึ่ง
a quasi buy around the 2 rifles that they save
เป็นนาจีมาเตอร์อยู่นะต้องดูฟอร์ม
mentioned that thrash that was available for Saucy clear out towards yellow but not really towards the back of the site yet
ทีมอะไรวะนี่ไงโจนาธี
protect the thrash. Thrash will be picked up, used again here in a little bit. This is going to put quite a bit of focus for them onto yellow. If they can't disperse before the retake comes in, this could be a problem.
Singer kill though from the top. Inside the tubes, does get the pick onto Zekin. Owl drone from Com, does spot Tens. Snake bite to try to keep them at bay. Snake bite, shock dart combo. But does not land any shots. Meanwhile, it pushed them back towards the high tide that was thrown up by Mazzino though. There comes that tap on that spike. Sticker though runs out of bullets. Nobody on that spike yet. Com's trying to stick it. Celsius does get the pick. And then Tex answers back. Now it's halfway. There's only one player left. It's John Cutie trying to stay alive. But they're swarming them against him. He falls to get the fuse and Leviathan tie up the game.
Coming in with some of the walls. That first early kill coming in was so big. And the rest of Sentinels, like I said, had to scatter from yellow. Having that position meant they weren't ready to come at most of the util that was getting thrown in. And really nice clear on yellow by the shock darts and the mollies to make it impossible for Sentinels to play inside.
The amount of kills that both of these teams are getting just above that Viper wall.
Yeah. It happens a lot on Icebox and B too. If you're at Snowman in the back, you can peek over the yellow railing. So many little trick shots he can hit.
The second kill. No trade opportunities, but Mazzino is trying to do the same. And trying to avenge his fallen comrades, but unfortunately, it's Sentinels pulling back and instantly rotating towards B.
So interesting that Sentinels call that make the play too. All on Zelsa's shoulders. Now they go for the B plant. They're going to meet a little bit of util delay here, but it shouldn't be anything they can't get through.
Oh, King just spotted one person towards yellow.
Uber delay here. Yeah, they're taking their time. Wait for guys to come back up.
Alarmbot's still there too. Right at the feet from Tex. Tinker does long range. Once the alarmbot goes off. Unfortunately though, because of a knife. Can't really sound the alarm, so it allows your Sentinels to run around this piece and drop the players of Leviathan.
I think that orb going up in the alarm bot too allowed him to sneak by a little bit. And did not activate as Tens was pushing forward there. Zekin on one orb. Tens on one orb. They will have their ultimates, and those are incredibly powerful. Nice little crosshair movement there by Zelsis.
จะอ้าปากค้างไว้ได้ไหมครับผมใกล้เสร็จแล้วไอ้เจ้าเฟิร์นทำแชทกูเป็นอย่างนี้ชอบจริงๆเลยเข้ากับพวกกูได้นานแบบนี้ถ้าเล่นสงกรานต์มันไม่เล่นขอไปเปิดไฟแป๊บนึง
having to worry that they're losing that weapon in hand.
Yeah.
Still going some low armor too around the board with enough money to buy each other here. So that'll be interesting to look at once we get back into the game on the scoreboard. 25 seconds left in this LEV timeout.
I mean, they still had a great opportunity to drop Zelsis at the beginning of that A push that they had, and Icebox just took a little
ใน
bit
แข่ง
to try
ผม
to
จอเฮิร์นเท่าไหร่240ครับ
But when
โซ
you
วี
drop
ปะมันใช่
47
โซวี
kills
แข่ง
on
กัน
the
บอก
first map, sometimes you need a little bit from your teammates
What's
to
in
help
the
out a bit.
tank?
Yeah.
Is
2-1
there
หรือ
any more?
2-0
Straight from the bottom.
2-1 ดีวะ
Here on that second map, but on top of the
Yeah.
scoreboard here for
Not
almost a
stopping.
server. Yeah, he's almost tied up with Zek.
แบบแรกหนูไม่ได้ดูพี่จันแนะนำดูแบบนี้ก่อนแล้วก็ขับไปย้อนดูหนุกมากแบ
where
บแร
he's
ก
actually popping off as this jet roll on Icebox. And now, as we'll come back,
เขาบอกอเมริกา360บอกเอาดี
here by Leviathan. An AWP comes out for Icebox.
Jeez.
I didn't know we were that happy about an AWP buy.
Yeah, I guess so. It's,
มันแล้วแต่ทัวร์แบบ
that
มันที่มี
is
การส่ง
a heavy win condition, right? And it is only a win
ยุโรป
condition, I feel, if
260
LEV can keep Sentinels out of the
อเมริ
sight.
กา
You
300 เลย
try
เหร
to
อ
retake against Sentinels with an operator where you're only getting not simple angles, but quick angles, and then you got to get out. Sentinels is going to punish. They're going to swarm you as soon as they figure out where you are. So it has to be a stop before they get the sight, or LEV is going to have problems.
And that's one thing that they're currently doing too, right? Guys, they're not really using that Dizzy to throw forward position. So this is a great opportunity for Aspas to play on the top of Jenny and watch that line.
So
Zelsis,
VXL
there you go.
2566
First time to
360
pull
เฮิร์
it
ต
out. Fake news. Fake news.
Fake news!
Zekin though answers back. The round will be won later on here as we have a 4-on-4 situation. KO all being thrown out now by Tense. And you do have only the Sheriff of Calm in the back of the site. Fully flat, punching forward. Aspas does get the pick on the Tense. And someone gets another one here.
อะไรมันหมดอ่ะ
Okay, so they didn't stop him at the front door. They just kind of before they got out the back door to the backyard. What was that?
I mean, look at all those X's.
Trying to get through the wall. They get absolutely shut down, and that just seems like what benefits Sentinels. Being able to pop flash through a wall, get in your opponent's face, and Leviathan just mow them down with a family photo on the other side of the wall.
Maybe the right script knew something that we didn't.
Yeah.
Aspas gets the kill right here. Round one. Yeah, exactly. He gets two other ones, towards that B site. And yeah, we talked about Calm that only had that Sheriff on that B site. He also got a kill himself. What a great hold here by Leviathan.
I don't know what happened,
But
bro.
again, it took a couple of rounds to finally get our first on this map of Icebox, and they realize it now for Sentinels. This really might change their style of approach now on this map on the attack.
And they're starting to get the lyrics going now. They're starting to get themselves on the map, pushed up mid. We were expecting this before. Oh, rinse and repeat for Zelsis. Give him two more.
Big impact kills for Zelsis. Larbot's close, but King will stay at the outside of that radius to call that rotate over, but it's all a ruse. They made all that noise to pull back in. All face Aspas to get this kill.
That's how the up goes down in this. Good damage, good damage.
Down, attacker spawn.
And they won't go anywhere to pick it up yet. They want to make sure here for Sentinels that get this round, you get the win, you get the lead.
Bomb grenade out.
Now it's a round one.
Okay.
Gun here.
Okay.
Oracles out here. Crazy stuff.
See, Chad, you thought we had the script.
Well, that's not you pressing the button?
That's not me pressing the button.
All right, round 20. Operator gone now as we watch Zelsis go to work again. Boop. I just imagine them peeking mid and Zelsis is like, have you heard about the Zen bundle? Oh my gosh.
You don't want it? You got it. Sentinels in the lead now, 10-9. We talked about these ults. Now available for both teams. Aspas trying to really change the pace of the round. On the other side of pipes. Here's these drops. Dash now activated. Pop flash forces him to dash away. And that's a small win right now for Sentinels. Clearing the space to engage the lockdown.
Hunter's Fury here. Do they decide? Do they just let it rip?
He's backing up for it.
Yeah, he's getting ready, but I don't think they have it now with everybody in position. They're just going for the retake.
Bah.
Deep dart. Aspas, okay to get tagged by this. Protection from the team.
Damn.
Oh.
Lots of ults here.
Concussing.
Ow! Right on.
Spawn. Hunter's Fury from the back. Pings 3. Lands 2. And gets
Oh
a
my God!
Yes, a friendly fire in the process onto
Bro,
Aspas
so
and to
amazing.
Mazzino.
This guy
He
so
doesn't care.
amazing.
3 kills. Celsius full. Second alone. Now at the generator against a full man squad of Leviathan.
Man, that just feels like a, yeah, they did what we thought they were going to do. So patiently played by Lev. Lev was actually all on 410 and pipes and pushed up to Maze to start this round with ultimates from SEN in their face. Just a quick backpedal. Foolish me for thinking it was going to be a Hunter's Fury for the lockdown. No, 3K off of that ult.
Yeah.
That shuts Sentinels down big time.
It was definitely the one at the front here, Aspas on the top of the
God
screen,
damn,
watching down, making sure that, hey, you don't need to use your lockdown yet. Nobody's pushing him across.
Right.
Save it for pulse by denial or get the 3 kills that you just did towards Maze because of that reckoning also that was thrown out by Mazzino. Oh, second alone. Now at the generator.
Yeah.
Feeling it now, Coach Kaplan.
All right. 3 at A. A little bit of a skirt. 1 and 1 in mid and B here. Sentinels, they're on the W train this time, pushing straight forward. Vandals in hand. They don't really have to deal with too much rebuttal on the utility here. King with his ultimate. And choose to put that down anywhere, but Lev is not in position. They're playing this one rather safe towards B and mid and just giving Aspas the chance to play the info game again.
It's going to be a slow round now for Sentinels. Winning condition to work around the map. That pick is huge because that's going to pull rotates away, which allows John Cooney to potentially find the timing. Already towards yellow. Collins leaning across to find info himself, and he's covering yellow. Now gets caught, but still matches the flick back to get the kill. Potential double pump. Ten's now making a lot of noise towards the A side. Throws a knife, actually hits potentially 2, but 1 made it back alive. That was King actually not hit by the knife, which allows here Sentinels to start moving forward. Okay.
They have Wingman delay. This is going to stop Wingman. They're going to have to scatter again. Volley. Oh. Little bro lives.
Free plant. Now that pit that was actually gambled towards that A site from Tenz's knife. They don't have that to use for the retake for Leviathan. We'll come down to the trades. A double swing towards the spawn. It's a 1-for-1.
Still gets one.
Calm trying to move back forward with his teammates. Recon dart towards the back. Flash will not do anything. Inside the orb yet. To get the kill. Lockdown now available for the retake. Has to find the timing. Oh! Lockdown destroyed. And also fragment onto the spike. It's not even halfway. Tess gets picked off. And now King is alone, but now sticking onto it. It's close! But Sentinels will still get the round.
Oh my God.
How scrappy these rounds are being put together with glue and gum right now, as they are just going one way or the other at the last second. It's taken everything from these teams, and Lev are going to call the timeout. Incredible that Aspas was able to start with over 200 damage across Sentinels at the back there, not dropping one player though, as the damage got distributed. Still have the strength to get through, get the sight. And wow, imagine if the Molly was activated earlier too. So many things in that round that can be played, but Sentinels winning the timing game.
Or if the cape from Calm wasn't being spotted there by Tense as he was trying to defuse.
No capes. We know this.
Because if not, the lockdown would have been destroyed. That would have been the call there, that there's actually a flank if they could fight in those moments. But that's in an alternate universe. This time around, it's a timeout from Leviathan, and Sentinels did capitalize on the round previously. No lead now 11-10. Back and forth we continue to go here in the second map. We never let go of the pedal for both of these teams since the Lotus map.
Zakin and Aspas still close and one away, 19-18 in frags. The operator comes back out, but a factor of 10s, and Zeus is coming online in these recent rounds to frag it out. have meant everything to Sentinels. 11 to 10 now. Do Sentinels take Leviathan's Icebox here with Leviathan taking Sentinels Lotus? Incredible stuff so far from both teams as we start round 22.
So a volley being thrown here towards Boiler to try to break the turret. You see that actually pulls Calm away to try to watch towards Boiler. So yeah, the turret will still be up to watch Kitchen. They'll give a chance here for Leviathan to read any type of lurks towards middle. But it might be a late owl drone coming out from Calm to really clear out towards middle. And there you go, 1:14 on the clock. They'll see the turret, they'll see Zelsis. Really no changes coming out really from Sentinels because they've met that before. Have to keep guessing now for Leviathan. Gambling 2 players now towards middle as Sentinels decide to walk out towards this B site.
And look, they're trying to just strengthen this mid party right now. For the side of Leviathan, thinking there will absolutely be a fight or a trade. They back off, getting enough time off the clock on that. And this just right back to default positions as they're starting to hear Dizzy and util towards long B. Sentinels is looking to work the whole map though, and LEV's giving them nothing.
As they're making more noise, Zelsis is trying to walk up towards the rush. The op is back in the hands of Aspas. Zelsis made it through, but he's going to hear this turret now, realizing that it wasn't on Boiler in the beginning. Yeah, Aspas still lands that shot onto Saucy. 20 seconds left, so Sentinels have to start engaging now towards this A site. Zelsis falling back at the same time to a play. His second is trying to create some space. Gets picked off by King. 10 seconds left. Dinosaur out, delays. Shot won by Tens. And has no choice but to go for the stick, but they're closing in on him. He falls. Zelsis gets picked by Aspas too. An incredible round for Leviathan on the whole. And an expensive round for Sentinels.
Absolutely. Sentinels can't dislodge LEV. I mean, you had Aspas and King at a crossfire on A the whole time. They had 3 mid. They weren't really worried about B. You still have Aspas with the operator coming into the play here. And Sentinels can't find a way to make LEV worry about what's going on. They're still holding their spots. I think a really neat way Sentinels could start this off is if you have 10s towards B long. Sometimes with the turret in kitchen, which it's not anymore, you can molly that through the ceiling, get that first bit of utility out of there, and they'd be able to move the map here. It's not even a choice. Is the op still ready, but they play close.
This is the shot hit by the Dizzy. An op draft in the air. It's a 2-for-1. As Tens is still looking to get res, and he'll get it. So back to a 4-on-4. They've lost Aspas. Calm pushing 4, 2 kills into his name. With a third there. All watching it from the back of the site. I mean, there's 4 players of Leviathan. Holding from the right side generator. It was a Congo line pretty much from the defense. And it's free pickings there against Sentinel's attempt to move in. It's up to John Cutie. I mean, he's won a 4K before. That shot's coming out here from Calm.
That's 12.
At the same time as we come back here, looks like John Cutie got picked off. Match point for Leviathan. No weapon saved.
Not the buy you want on match point. Coming to this game point, Sentinels has only lost 3 series this year. Wow, G2 and Gen G. Another one on the horizon from Leviathan now. Here in stage 1. Pressure towards A just has not been working, and for Leviathan to make the choice to put that many members at A after it has been a back and forth from Sen, from site to site, a bit of mid control as well to boot. But they find none of that. The correct call there for round 23. Round 24, possibly LEV's game. Rotating to meet Sentinels now towards B, and it looks like they are there for the death ball.
They have to move quick here. Hunter's Fury is available, and he uses it against Saucy, so he has to get out of it. Does get the pick. There's no refresh on the Thrash, and on top of that a ping. Mazzino playing on the top of the B tower, yet Sentinels can't move in yet for a plant. Throws out a cascade. Tens is trying to go for a plant. Mazzino trying to deny it. Running and gunning. Gets the pick. Denies the plant once again. King is trying to move forward. 3 players alive on both sides.
They disrupted it.
Everything has to be reset now. High tide, slowing down the pace. 50 seconds left on the clock. Calm is still watching on that rotate, so they are weaker on the B site. Orb then comes up, trying to delay even more. Being placed down by King. They're just waiting here on the attack side for that fuel to come back up, and it will. The walk across the orb. There's that first pick from King. Orb now coming down. Surprise kill onto Celsius. Then Aspas with the last pick. Leviathan, they fight back in the second week and defeat Sentinels 2-0.
A breath, a sigh of relief from LEV, a cheer from the crowd, and an amazing outcome that no one expected. Leviathan coming to play today from Lotus OT 19-7 to being able to take down SEN in regulation 13-11 here. And the Aspas second battle delivered. Both sitting at 21 frags in the end. But Aspas with 6 first bloods to Seconds 5. And the team just outright playing so well.
เฮียรับไม่ได้เจ็บใจเกินสัตว์ก่อนไปอะYouTube ใครดูอยู่ก็ฝากกดไลค์กดซับกันด้วยนะจะ300 ไลค์แล้วก่อนไปนิดนึงช่วยกันหน่อยนะอีกแค่20 กว่าคนเรามีตั้ง1,800 คนช่วยกันหน่อยนะครับช่วยกันหน่อยเพื่อการเปิดการมองเห็นในสตรีมหน้าอันนี้เก็บแต้มส่วนตารางวันนี้หลอกเด็กไหมอันนี้เขาเรียกอ่อนให้ไม่มีอะไรมากเจอกันอีกทีตอนบ่าย 3โอเควะแชทบ่าย 3ไอพวกเฮียใครลงไอ้นี่ไว้วะรวยเลยดิใครลงเลฟไว้อะดูตั้งแต่คู่แรกเลยเจอกันที่นี่ที่เดิมเหมือนเดิมนะจ๊ะจุ๊บไปบ่าย 3ดูครับบ่าย 3ดูเจอกันบ่าย 3นะแชทโอเคปะบ่าย 3เหมือนเดิมโอ้มึงกดไป68ตัว2แมปอะไอสัตว์เวอร์ชิบหายไอ้เหี้ยโคตรคมเลยNRG ตอนไหน NRG น่าพรุ่งนี้เหมือนกันมั้งไม่ชัวร์ว่ะจำไม่ได้ว่ะ NRG ไปละเจอทีบ่าย 3นะแชทโอเคป่ะบ่าย 3ขอบคุณทุกคนที่ทำในคลิปนี้ขอบคุณทุกซับทุกบิตทุก follow ทุก donation ใครไปเที่ยวหรือใครยังไม่ได้ใครไปเที่ยวอะไรวันนี้ก็ดูแลสุขภาพร่างกายด้วยขอให้เต็มที่ขอให้สนุกแต่ก็ระมัดระวังนะครับผมแล้วก็ใครที่ยังไม่ได้กินข้าวเช้าก็อย่าลืมกินข้าวเช้าด้วยใครที่ยังไม่ได้นอนก็พักผ่อนเดี๋ยวเจอกันตอนบ่าย 3นะครับทุกคนแฮปปี้สงกรานต์ครับแล้วเจอกันนะจ๊ะตอนบ่าย 3บ๊ายบายจ้าหรอจะไปเล่นตรงเนี้ยกูเล่นน้ำตรงเนี้ยมาเล่นกับกูปะมีใครสนใจไปเล่นกับกูไหมตรงเนี้ย